This week on a special Thursday night edition of Friday Night Football, a rivalry matchup in Garland ISD as Rowlett and Sachse square off in the final week of the regular season. This is a game, as Sachse head coach Red Barons told us this week, throw the records out. It does not matter which team has more talent or whose season is going better. For those 48 minutes on Thursday, it's going to be a straight-up battle. Sachse has a perfect district record to defend. Rowlett has to win to have a shot at a playoff spot, and nobody's going to give an inch on Thursday night. Players to watch for Rowlett, it's their running back Keelan Cottrell. He's averaging nearly 6 yards per carry on the year for the Eagles for an offense that really shares the football. And for Sachse, it's senior receiver Kalik Lockett. If you're a Longhorns fan, you'll want to come see this kid play. The number 2 wide receiver in the country in the senior class, a UT commit, a 5-star prospect, an electrifying talent. He's worth the price of admission all by himself. You can watch live for free Thursday night at 7 on WFA+. Download WFA Plus to your smart TV using Apple TV, Roku, or Amazon Fire TV. Rowlett and Sachse in the Hammer Bowl on Friday Night Football.
Good evening, everybody. A special edition of Friday Night Football, but Thursday. It's the Hammer Bowl, the Rowlett Eagles versus the Sachse Mustangs at Homer B. Johnson Stadium in Garland. It's going to be a cool night tonight. We will have some scattered rain, kind of like we've had throughout the day, where you might see a little bit of a shower, a sprinkle. I think the thunderstorm activity holds off. So kickoff at 7. While it may be wet, there still looks like the game should be okay. Our coverage starts at 6:50 live on WFAA+. You can watch this game live on WFAA+ by downloading it to your Apple TV, Roku, Fire TV. It's free. This is one of many games that will be airing the rest of this high school football season, and we hope you catch it.
This week on a special Thursday night edition of Friday Night Football, a rivalry matchup in Garland ISD as Rowlett and Sachse square off in the final week of the regular season. This is a game, as Sachse head coach Red Barons told us this week, throw the records out. It does not matter which team has more talent or whose season is going better. For those 48 minutes on Thursday, it's going to be a straight-up battle. Sachse has a perfect district record to defend. Rowlett has to win to have a shot at a playoff spot, and nobody's going to give an inch on Thursday night. Players to watch for Rowlett, it's their running back Keelan Cottrell. He's averaging nearly 6 yards per carry on the year for the Eagles for an offense that really shares the football. And for Sachse, it's senior receiver Kalik Lockett. If you're a Longhorns fan, you'll want to come see this kid play. The number 2 wide receiver in the country in the senior class, a UT commit, a 5-star prospect, an electrifying talent. He's worth the price of admission all by himself. You can watch live for free Thursday night at 7 on WFA+. Download WFA Plus to your smart TV using Apple TV, Roku, or Amazon Fire TV. Rowlett and Sachse in the Hammer Bowl on Friday Night Football.
Good evening, everybody. A special edition of Friday Night Football, but Thursday. It's the Hammer Bowl, the Rowlett Eagles versus the Sachse Mustangs at Homer B. Johnson Stadium in Garland. It's going to be a cool night tonight. We will have some scattered rain, kind of like we've had throughout the day, where you might see a little bit of a shower, a sprinkle. I think the thunderstorm activity holds off. So kickoff at 7. While it may be wet, there still looks like the game should be okay. Our coverage starts at 6:50 live on WFAA+. You can watch this game live on WFAA+ by downloading it to your Apple TV, Roku, Fire TV. It's free. This is one of many games that will be airing the rest of this high school football season, and we hope you catch it.
This week on a special Thursday night edition of Friday Night Football, a rivalry matchup in Garland ISD as Rowlett and Sachse square off in the final week of the regular season. This is a game, as Sachse head coach Red Barons told us this week, throw the records out. It does not matter which team has more talent or whose season is going better. For those 48 minutes on Thursday, it's going to be a straight-up battle. Sachse has a perfect district record to defend. Rowlett has to win to have a shot at a playoff spot, and nobody's going to give an inch on Thursday night. Players to watch for Rowlett, it's their running back Keelan Cottrell. He's averaging nearly 6 yards per carry on the year for the Eagles for an offense that really shares the football. And for Sachse, it's senior receiver Kalik Lockett. If you're a Longhorns fan, you'll want to come see this kid play. The number 2 wide receiver in the country in the senior class, a UT commit, a 5-star prospect, an electrifying talent. He's worth the price of admission all by himself. You can watch live for free Thursday night at 7 on WFAA+. Download WFAA Plus to your smart TV using Apple TV, Roku, or Amazon Fire TV. Rowlett and Sachse in the Hammer Bowl on Friday Night Football.
Good evening, everybody. A special edition of Friday Night Football, but Thursday. It's the Hammer Bowl of the Rowlett Eagles versus the Sachse Mustangs at Homer B. Johnson Stadium in Garland. It's going to be a cool night tonight. We will have some scattered rain, kind of like we've had throughout the day, where you might see a little bit of a shower, a sprinkle. I think the thunderstorm activity holds off. So kickoff at 7. While it may be wet, there still looks like the game should be okay. Our coverage starts at 6:50 live on WFAA+. You can watch this game live on WFAA+ by downloading it to your Apple TV, Roku, Fire TV. It's free. This is one of many games that will be airing the rest of this high school football season, and we hope you catch it.
This week on a special Thursday night edition of Friday Night Football, a rivalry matchup in Garland ISD as Rowlett and Sachse square off in the final week of the regular season. This is a game, as Sachse head coach Red Barons told us this week, throw the records out. It does not matter which team has more talent or whose season is going better. For those 48 minutes on Thursday, it's going to be a straight-up battle. Sachse has a perfect district record to defend. Rowlett has to win to have a shot at a playoff spot, and nobody's going to give an inch on Thursday night. Players to watch for Rowlett, it's their running back Keelan Cottrell. He's averaging nearly 6 yards per carry on the year for the Eagles for an offense that really shares the football. And for Sachse, it's senior receiver Kalik Lockett. If you're a Longhorns fan, you'll want to come see this kid play. The number 2 wide receiver in the country in the senior class, a UT commit, a 5-star prospect, an electrifying talent. He's worth the price of admission all by himself. You can watch live for free Thursday night at 7 on WFAA+. Download WFAA Plus to your smart TV using Apple TV, Roku, or Amazon Fire TV. Rowlett and Sachse in the Hammer Bowl on Friday Night Football.
Good evening, everybody. A special edition of Friday Night Football, but Thursday. It's the Hammer Bowl of the Rowlett Eagles versus the Sachse Mustangs at Homer B. Johnson Stadium in Garland. It's going to be a cool night tonight. We will have some scattered rain, kind of like we've had throughout the day, where you might see a little bit of a shower, a sprinkle. I think the thunderstorm activity holds off. So kickoff at 7. While it may be wet, there still looks like the game should be okay. Our coverage starts at 6:50 live on WFAA+. You can watch this game live on WFAA+ by downloading it to your Apple TV, Roku, Fire TV. It's free. This is one of many games that will be airing the rest of this high school football season, and we hope you catch it.
This week on a special Thursday night edition of Friday Night Football, a rivalry matchup in Garland ISD as Rowlett and Sachse square off in the final week of the regular season. This is a game, as Sachse head coach Red Barons told us this week, throw the records out. It does not matter which team has more talent or whose season is going better. For those 48 minutes on Thursday, it's going to be a straight-up battle. Sachse has a perfect district record to defend. Rowlett has to win to have a shot at a playoff spot, and nobody's going to give an inch on Thursday night. Players to watch for Rowlett, it's their running back Keelan Cottrell. He's averaging nearly 6 yards per carry on the year for the Eagles for an offense that really shares the football. And for Sachse, it's senior receiver Kalik Lockett. If you're a Longhorns fan, you'll want to come see this kid play. The number 2 wide receiver in the country in the senior class, a UT commit, a 5-star prospect, an electrifying talent. He's worth the price of admission all by himself. You can watch live for free Thursday night at 7 on WFA+. Download WFA Plus to your smart TV using Apple TV, Roku, or Amazon Fire TV. Rowlett and Sachse in the Hammer Bowl on Friday Night Football.
Good evening, everybody. A special edition of Friday Night Football, but Thursday. It's the Hammer Bowl, the Rowlett Eagles versus the Sachse Mustangs at Homer B. Johnson Stadium in Garland. It's going to be a cool night tonight. We will have some scattered rain, kind of like we've had throughout the day, where you might see a little bit of a shower, a sprinkle. I think the thunderstorm activity holds off. So kickoff at 7. While it may be wet, there still looks like the game should be okay. Our coverage starts at 6:50 live on WFAA+. You can watch this game live on WFAA+ by downloading it to your Apple TV, Roku, Fire TV. It's free. This is one of many games that will be airing the rest of this high school football season, and we hope you catch it.
This week on a special Thursday night edition of Friday Night Football, a rivalry matchup in Garland ISD as Rowlett and Sachse square off in the final week of the regular season. This is a game, as Sachse head coach Red Barons told us this week, throw the records out. It does not matter which team has more talent or whose season is going better. For those 48 minutes on Thursday, it's going to be a straight-up battle. Sachse has a perfect district record to defend. Rowlett has to win to have a shot at a playoff spot, and nobody's going to give an inch on Thursday night. Players to watch for Rowlett, it's their running back Keelan Cottrell. He's averaging nearly 6 yards per carry on the year for the Eagles for an offense that really shares the football. And for Sachse, it's senior receiver Kalik Lockett. If you're a Longhorns fan, you'll want to come see this kid play. The number 2 wide receiver in the country in the senior class, a UT commit, a 5-star prospect, an electrifying talent. He's worth the price of admission all by himself. You can watch live for free Thursday night at 7 on WFA+. Download WFA Plus to your smart TV using Apple TV, Roku, or Amazon Fire TV. Rowlett and Sachse in the Hammer Bowl on Friday Night Football.
Good evening, everybody. A special edition of Friday Night Football, but Thursday. It's the Hammer Bowl, the Rowlett Eagles versus the Sachse Mustangs at Homer B. Johnson Stadium in Garland. It's going to be a cool night tonight. We will have some scattered rain, kind of like we've had throughout the day, where you might see a little bit of a shower, a sprinkle. I think the thunderstorm activity holds off. So kickoff at 7. While it may be wet, there still looks like the game should be okay. Our coverage starts at 6:50 live on WFAA+. You can watch this game live on WFAA+ by downloading it to your Apple TV, Roku, Fire TV. It's free. This is one of many games that will be airing the rest of this high school football season, and we hope you catch it.
This week on a special Thursday night edition of Friday Night Football, a rivalry matchup in Garland ISD as Rowlett and Sachse square off in the final week of the regular season. This is a game, as Sachse head coach Red Barons told us this week, throw the records out. It does not matter which team has more talent or whose season is going better. For those 48 minutes on Thursday, it's going to be a straight-up battle. Sachse has a perfect district record to defend. Rowlett has to win to have a shot at a playoff spot, and nobody's going to give an inch on Thursday night. Players to watch for Rowlett, it's their running back Keelan Cottrell. He's averaging nearly 6 yards per carry on the year for the Eagles for an offense that really shares the football. And for Sachse, it's senior receiver Kalik Lockett. If you're a Longhorns fan, you'll want to come see this kid play. The number 2 wide receiver in the country in the senior class, a UT commit, a 5-star prospect, an electrifying talent. He's worth the price of admission all by himself. You can watch live for free Thursday night at 7 on WFA+. Download WFA Plus to your smart TV using Apple TV, Roku, or Amazon Fire TV. Rowlett and Sachse in the Hammer Bowl on Friday Night Football. That everybody looks forward to this year, the 21st edition of this rivalry. Hotly contested for a couple decades now. This is a special night.
Oh, it is. And you talk about a district where all of these kids know each other. So you can just throw all the records out of the door right now, or the window, wherever you want to throw it, because this is going to be a battle. And, man, look, how good is it? How fitting is it to have a title to this game, the Hammer Bowl?
This is a game that does have playoff implications as well for both of these teams. For the Sachse Mustangs, they are atop the district standings at 7-0. They will win the district title regardless of what happens tonight, but they want to finish off a perfect district slate at 8-0 in 9-6A. Rowlett, meanwhile, needs a win tonight to get into the postseason. They need a win, Heckma, and they also need some help. They need a loss from Garland this weekend in the worst way.
Oh, absolutely. And all of these teams at 9-6A, they knock each other off. And so that's why tonight it comes down to everything for Rowlett getting an opportunity to get into the playoffs. On the other side for Sachse, they just want to continue on this trend. They're 7-0, marking 8-0 if they get a victory tonight. And they want to have that full confidence in that arsenal of weapons on display tonight so they can be comfortable going into that first round.
Sachse has been the standard bearer in this district now for a couple of seasons. Won the district a year ago. They will win the district this year, whether it's at 7-1 or 8-0, because they beat both the teams that could theoretically tie them in the standings, Wiley and Wiley East. they have built a program here within the Mustangs program. Red Barron's been the coach since Sachse High School became a school. Yeah. He's got something really rolling here.
And I'll tell you what, I think for him, it is getting that defense and that offensive actively to work together. It's been that bugaboo getting out of the first round. That's exactly what they've been concentrating on all season long. TNDO, take no days off. And tonight, again, they want to pretty much come in, be successful with their running game, passing game, and play good defense because they want to be confident going into that first round. That's exactly what they're thinking. The first rounds of the playoffs is so pivotal for the Sachse Mustangs.
Rowlett has the opportunity to finish off a 500 season if they can win tonight. They can get to 5-5. They can get to 4-4 in district play. They can at least open up the possibility that they could be a playoff team if they can get some of the results they need elsewhere around the district. Derek Alford has been the coach there. Now this is his 4th year as the head coach of this program. He talked with us earlier this week about how important this game is because of the way that this district works. It's an open enrollment district. Hey, you win this game, you keep your guys, you keep your middle schoolers. They come play for you. So this is an important game for all of these coaches in this district in terms of how the young kids within the school district see all of these programs.
Yeah, and you have all of these young middle schoolers here trying to pick and choose because it's open enrollment, as you just stated. And he said to us on the phone call, it's good to show up in these games because nobody wants to enroll in a loser. And they definitely want to be able to make it to the playoffs themselves. But he also knows that he has a very young team. It's comprised of a bunch of sophomores and juniors on this roster. So winning tonight, getting into the playoffs, I think it'll go miles for that group.
Let's get to our players to watch for tonight. First for the Rowlett Eagles, it's their running back, Keelan Cottrell. This young man has been really the bell cow for their offense this year. Over 500 rushing yards, just a pair of touchdowns. And that is not so much a byproduct of Keelan Cottrell, but as Derek Alford told us this week, they need to finish drives. They've been really good at moving the ball between the 20s. They got to cap off drives with touchdowns. Yeah,
Keelan Cottrell, he's one of those really fast running backs, a guy that they use on the outside a lot. When they get down into the 20, like he said, they pretty much sputter and stall out. They need more of a battering ram style of a running back once they get down in there because that area closes so quickly. But they want to get behind Keelan Cottrell, and they want to use their quarterbacks as well to try and generate more points.
Meanwhile, for Sachse, this is a young man that is worth the price of admission all by himself. Kalik Lockett, their superstar wide receiver, a 5-star prospect, the number 2 wide receiver in the senior class on his way to Texas.
He is so special, and one of those kids that I have over the years just gotten an opportunity to see him live and in person. He is that, man. This guy, he never drops anything. Best hands in 6A Texas high school football. I mean, and a scoring machine. Texas is getting a stud.
There is one other reason that tonight is particularly special, and it's another wide receiver that plays for the Sachse Mustangs, and he goes by the name Heckma Harrison Jr. Heckma's son is playing in this game. We've been talking about doing a game that your son is playing in since, oh, heck, I don't know, July? We've been talking about it for a while, trying to make this night happen. This is so cool to me to be able to be here for a game that your son is playing in. I know this is a big night for you. This is important for you. What have the last 48 hours been like for you two?
Well, I guess I didn't sleep at all last night. It has been, as a father, I think this is one of those moments, Mike, as I've talked to you about, we prepare so much all the time for other teams and other players. I'm usually miles away from the stadium, away from my family, covering everyone else, and I'm honored to do that. But tonight, man, it's just special to be here in the building. My family's down there, and, you know, it's one of those things, man, I think, man, I couldn't – I don't even know, man. To share this moment with you, I think as two dads, I think you understand the gravity of right now in this moment. And I just want to thank all of my family members for praying for me. I'm gonna get through tonight. Because this is on a whole nother level of special. And as a broadcaster, you know, WFAA honors me by allowing me to do this game with my son.
We talked about it earlier this week on Channel 8. You are with us every Friday night. And I know his team doesn't always play on Friday nights, especially in Garland ISD. There's a lot of Thursday night games, and that helps at least a little bit. But I know you've also got games that you're doing on Thursdays.
Exactly.
So, I can't tell you guys how many times we have been at Duncanville, DeSoto, Denton, Ryan, Alito, wherever we've been, and we're at halftime, and he's got the stream up of the Sachse game trying to check in on how's Lil Heck doing? So this is something we've been talking about for a while. It's going to make tonight just a little bit extra special. I'm pumped as could be that we are here tonight, my man.
I am too.
It is going to be a fun football game, too. Red Barons told us this week, throw the records out. It doesn't matter who's going to the playoffs. It doesn't matter who's got the better football team. It doesn't matter who's got the 5 stars. This is the Hammer Bowl, and something weird is bound to happen tonight. Sachse and Rowlett ready to kick it off after this on Friday Night Football.
Thanks, Delkus.
Thanks, Delkus.
Possibly the most loved and hated man in North Texas. Whatever the weather brings, we bring the Delkus.
WFAA has a legacy of changing the system.
Most recently, we did a story on ankle monitors and how they don't work, and how criminals are committing crimes with ankle monitors. And yeah, there's legislative change.
North Texas, it's a hot one today. If you're planning on taking the pumps out, make sure to protect your paws. That asphalt is going to be hot.
Thanks, Delkus. Thanks, Delkus.
Possibly the most loved and hated man in North Texas. Whatever the weather brings, we bring the Delkus.
The Cowboys getting set to take on the Chargers, and we've got it covered for you on WFAA. The Cowboys trying to get up to a high.
Back on Friday Night Football, inching closer to kickoff tonight here at Homer B. Johnson Stadium. Heck, when we talked with Derek Alford, he said 2 years ago when they played this to a 48-41 final, one of the big things they did was they hit the big plays. They're going to need to hit the big plays tonight.
And I tell you what, last season I think they were able to hit those big plays because Sachse's they were kind of susceptible to the bigger plays in their backfield. This year's a little bit different. They have Jordan Nelson and C.J. Wells at the cornerback position and some really good safeties also. So they're going to have to really be conservative with their game plan and pick their spots. Don't try and sell out for those big plays early unless, obviously, you get behind big early. So I look for them. It's going to be like a little battle of wills at the beginning, kind of testing each other, filling each other out in these early couple of minutes of the first quarter. But then I expect fireworks from the Eagles.
One other thing to hit you with real quick before we hit one more break before we kick this football game off. It's not just Lil Heck that you know that's out there on this football field. You've known a lot of these kids for both programs. We were talking a little bit before the game with River Kirkhoff, the one of the 2 quarterbacks for Rowlett. These are kids that you've known now for a long time. You've seen them grow up. You've seen Khalid Lockett grow up.
Right.
What do you expect for just the relationships that these kids have and the way that impacts a game like this?
Yeah, my son went to middle school with the quarterback and the running back. A lot of these kids that over there, they know each other from going to middle school together. River Kirkhoff, a dynamic quarterback in his own right. He shares time in the backfield with Sam Larea. But this is when I talk about the running back position in Keelan, he's always been fast and always has been really good. So I just seeing these young guys grow up the way that they have in just the game that they play with, man, for me, just as a dad, it's really exciting to see these young athletes grow up.
They've got the Hammer Bowl trophy down there on the field. We are just about ready to kick this one off. Sachse and Rowlett after this on
North Texas, it's a hot one today. If you're planning on taking the pumps out, make sure to protect your paws. That asphalt is going to be hot.
Thanks, Delkus.
Possibly the most loved and hated man in North Texas. Whatever the weather brings, we bring the Delcas.
The Cowboys getting set to take on the Chargers, and we've got it covered for you on WFAA. The Cowboys trying to get off to a hot start.
Right now in Terrell and in Dallas, your heat index is 107. Everyone in McKinney is dead. It's hot in McKinney. We'll fix that.
Possibly the most loved and hated man in North Texas. Whatever the weather brings, we bring the Delcas.
Discover WFAA Plus, a live 24-hour stream of WFAA news and exclusive digital content, all completely free. Now available on Apple TV, Roku, and Fire TV. Download WFAA Plus today.
What's up, football fans? It's the best time of the year. Every Monday morning, we want to hear what you have to say about the game. Join me, Mark Istook, Glenn Strutch-Smith, and Rebecca Lopez for the Call-In Show, Monday mornings at 11:30.
Sponsored by Post Company.
Thanks for downloading.
Friday Night Football, sponsored by Texas de Brazil.
Friday Night Football, a special Thursday night edition on your television now. Sachse and Rowlett in the Hammer Bowl. Just about ready to get underway. Mike Leslie, Hackma Harrison here with you in the broadcast booth. Hackma, these two teams have had, frankly, very different seasons. Sachse's had a terrific year, 8-1, 7-0 in district play. They haven't lost since their opener against Coppell back in August. Now here we are on November the 6th and November the 7th, and they have an opportunity to go into the playoffs in a 9-game winning streak. Rowlett has to get a win tonight, has to get some help from a Garland loss this week as well in order to get into the postseason. But again, this is a game where who knows what the heck could happen in the Hammer Bowl.
Yeah, if you follow 9-6A football, you see it, man. These guys are from Wiley East, North, South, Garland, Rowlett, and Sachse. It is a battle. You can name each game after something because of the rivalry and how contentious it is. It's a small community. And think of this, how big the community is. All of these schools are 6A schools, so you know what the enrollment has to be to qualify to be 6A. So, man, this is just one of those environments, I think, that, on a Thursday, typically always on a Friday, this game, because they sell it out, man, and it's always a big deal in this community.
It will be Sachse football to start, which means we get to see Khalid Lockett and the Mustangs offense take the field first. Aaron Moreno to kick it away for Rowlett. Keandre Little, Josh Ridge, deep to return for Sachse.
It's going to be interesting to see this opening drive, see how sharp Sachse's offense comes out, and if they could score immediately.
Short kickoff will go out of bounds. It's going to be great starting field position for the Mustangs.
It probably wasn't the way that you wanted this game to start, but at the end of the day, I think definitely the Sachse Mustangs will take the field position.
They will spot the ball. Well, they're still sorting that out at present. Sticks are set up at the 36.
I think they're going to come out to the 35-yard line.
Ultimately, that's what they decide. And we're ready to roll as Dirk Williams, the junior quarterback, makes his way out on the field. 5'8" and 170 pounds, a new starter this year, his first year on varsity. And head coach Red Barron says he has gotten better every single week, learning to make better decisions as this season has gone along. It does help when you've got Brendan Haygood, the Boise State commit, right next to him in the backfield.
Yeah, we're just now saying this kid's name, but I'm telling you, that's who's special. Number 0, Brendan Haygood. As you see right away, Rowlett says, yeah, is this the guy you're talking about? We're going to help him get to the ground. And Vince Martin getting the party started here early in the Hammer Bowl.
Vince Martin, the leader of that Rowlett Eagles defense, himself a Division I prospect. He's got a number of schools looking at him. He's been to a number of camps over the course of the summer. This is a young man with a lot of talent, and he makes a big play, a loss of 9 to start the football game. So 2nd and 19 for Dirk Williams. Hesitates, throws far side, complete to Santana Quinn, but he's quickly snowed under on the far side. Tackle made by Raymond Robinson.
Yeah, they're staying right underneath these wide receivers. They know they want to go with a quick game to get Dirk Williams into some type of rhythm. That's the thing. A lot of times when we call these games, Mike, you see in the early stanzas of a game, going quick, making the defense run, but literally to me, I think that's just getting your quarterback into a rhythm, giving him an opportunity to see the ball come out of his hand and go into his receiver's hands.
So 3rd and 15 here for Dirk Williams. Flushed out of the pocket, fires downfield, wide open. Braden Watkins complete for the first down.
Braden Watkins has to go down on a knee to get this ball. If it's a little bit higher, he is all by himself down here in between the 50 and 40.
So a big first down on what was 3rd down and 15. Rowlett was thinking they might be able to get off the stop with a 3 and out. Get off the field, rather, with a 3 and out. Instead, 1st and 10 for Sachse at the 47. Handoff, Haygood. Lots of space near side. Flags all over the place. In the area of a hold.
Yeah, you get a holding on the outside here. And got to get this running game going early. I want to talk about this kid, Brendan Haygood. I mean it, man. He has taken 6A by storm this year. Him and a young man by the name of Legend Bay, they lead 6A in rushes here. This kid is so special, though. He is dynamic, and going to Boise State reminds me a lot of some of the big-time running backs that have come through North Texas. One Ashton Genty pops into my head when I see this young man.
Especially when Red Barons describes him as bouncing off of tacklers the way Genty is so prone to do. Swing pass to Josh Ridge, picks up most of the penalty yardage. Another hold, though, flagged on the far side. It's going to be 1st and 30.
I think you're going the wrong direction. Another hold on that. Just guys trying to hold their blocks on the outside. I think you get a receiver holding on the outside on that one.
Nat Maxon, our referee tonight, leading a 7-man crew. The line judge on the far side, William Bean, dropping the flag right at the line of scrimmage. And now it is, after all of that, 1st and 30 as the ball sits at the 33. Call it 1st and 29. They've got to get to the opposite 37 to pick up a first down. They're saying in-house 1st and 34. And now another flag and a false start on the near side. Hunter Hanks, the right tackle. Sachse is all out of sorts to start this football game.
And I tell you, Coach Barons is not going to be happy about that. These guys starting this first drive off with all of these penalties.
First and 39. I think it's 1st and 35. I think that's, I just did the math real quick. They've got to get to the opposite 37. In the air, way too tall, intended for Braden Watkins. I think 35 is the actual number. Ball sits at the 28, 22 yards to get to midfield, then another 13 to get to the opposite 37. So yeah, 2nd down and 35 after the incompletion.
It really makes it easy for this Rowlett defense. You see them with the 2 high safety look. They're definitely paying a lot of attention on this side to number 5. They're bracketing with the safety over the top.
Williams with 4 wide receivers. Haygood on the delayed handoff, but nowhere to go. Right into the chest of the Rowlett defensive front. And it's going to be 3rd down and 34. 33. I'm guessing at this point. They say 36 in-house.
Okay.
I'm pretty sure it's not 36.
It's far. Let's just say that.
3rd and a mile for Dirk Williams and the Sachse Mustangs offense. They need to pick up a hectare between now and 4th down to move the chains. Rowlett showing blitz. They bring 4. Williams pressured, and Vince Martin gets to him. Nowhere to go. The senior defensive end with a big sack, and it's 4th down.
I tell you, we started talking about Vince Martin on the first play of this game, and you see the penetration that he's getting early. They're going to have to figure out a way to get a stop, because right now Rowlett is getting pressure with just 3 down linemen, and Vince Martin is leading the charge.
So on 4th down and forever, Aiden Sharp to punt it away. Jalen Benson standing at the 45-yard line in Rowlett territory. An opportunity here for the Eagles. Nearly blocked the punt. That's going to be a flag because the ball was not contacted. That's going to be roughing the kicker, and it's going to be a free 1st down for Sachse. That is a terrible penalty on what should have been a blocked punt. I get why he sold out the way that he did.
Absolutely. I mean, look, here's the deal. I think on the play like that, you come scot-free. You want to try and take that ball off of the foot of the punter. Wasn't as designed. Obviously runs over Aiden Sharp and gives the Sachse Mustangs a 1st down. Now here's the thing that I'm watching is Aiden Sharp is your starting free safety, and he's holding on to his shoulder, walking off of the field. I mean, that's not ideal.
He definitely took a shot from Raymond Robinson, the Rowlett senior, who came skying in. Again, I get why he did what he did. How do you not end up blocking that punt? I think he very logically assumed he was going to get the football, and just an unlucky break that it somehow evaded his hands, and the penalty results. And here comes Dirk Williams again, holding on for dear life, and making the tackle after just a pickup of 2 is Jordan Jones.
Yeah, you can see that this offense right now, man, they are all out of sorts right now. They've got to get into some type of rhythm.
Second down and 8. They're given the opportunity to get into some of that rhythm by that big penalty on Rowlett. It should be Eagles football right now with good field position. Motion man is Bonner. Keandre Little strung out, maybe gained a yard. It's 3rd and 7.
I tell you what, that is why when we talk with Coach Behrens, he said throw the records out. You could see it right now with the way that this front for Rowlett is playing. Look, they are keyed off on something in that running game. They are corralling and getting hats on those running backs.
3rd down and 7 here for Williams. Sachse, the standard bearers in District 9-6A the last couple of years, looking to cap off a perfect regular season. Near side complete for Braden Watkins, and he'll crawl his way forward for a 1st down.
Again, another one of those plays for Braden Watkins where he's having to dig a ball up off the turf. But again, another one of those great plays that's moving the chains for the Sachse Mustangs.
Red Barons has built a strong and consistent program here at Sachse. Even Derek Alford said, you look over the course of the last 15 years, Sachse's been the best program in Garland ISD. 1st and 10, Williams, far side, nearly intercepted, in and out of the hands of DeAndre Brohow.
Brohow is going to see this play in his dreams. He's out in the flat. He breaks on it perfectly. That is a ball that's intended for number 13, Braden Watkins. And I'm telling you, if he comes down with that ball, he is going to walk into the end zone.
Could have been a pick 6 for Brohow. 2nd down and 10. More movement.
Wow.
Hunter Hanks bopping the right guard, Devin Nuderanavong, on the back of the head. Like, come on, man, let's all get, because Hanks has had his own penalty. Now Nuderanavong, it's going to be 2nd down and 15 after the penalty.
And Nudo, as they call him, he finds his way over to the sideline. And
oh, never mind. They're going to say disconcerting signals and a delay of game on Rowlett that led to the false start from Nuderanavong. So instead, it's 2nd and 5.
Well, do you put Nudo back in the game? It wasn't his fault.
So Sachse picks up 5 yards on the penalty into Rowlett territory. Little falls forward. It's going to be 3rd down and a yard.
Another, and how good is it for the Mustangs to be able to have 2 really good running backs like this? They're able to rely on number 24, Keandre Little. He is the running mate to Haygood, but one of those really tough, sturdy running backs as well.
This one's going to depend on the spot. Little was right at the line to gain. Far sideline judge seems to be downfield from the marker, and yes, he'll say move the chains. 1st and 10 at the 42. 198 of you with us right now on the WFA YouTube channel. Please click the like button, click the subscribe button, as we'll bring you a game each week here on Friday Night Football. In fact, this week 2. Tomorrow night we'll be at Forney Rockwall Heath. The Breachers in the YouTube comment section says Sachse's winning this one. They're certainly favored tonight. Watkins in motion. Haygood trying to get out the back door. Brohow trying to run him down. Undercut. Good tackle. Knifing through is Raymond Robinson to undercut him.
And you can see it right here. Even when they try and seal him on the outside, number 9, Brohow, man, it's just a foot race to the outside. Good job by number 14, cutting his legs out from underneath him.
Pickup of 4. Call it 2nd and 6. Williams, nice job to sidestep a pass rusher, and now he's going to scoot his way for 3.
And I can tell you, this young man is obviously, as Coach Barron said, he's getting better and better each and every week. Watching him operate, I tell you what, it's night and day from the beginning of the season to now. Being more patient, keeping his eyes up the field, but better than anything, not putting the ball into harm's way.
3rd down and 3 after the short pickup. Haygood on the handoff. Tried to run through an arm tackle, could not. Good job to hold on to him. Kali Smith makes the tackle, and it's 4th down and a yard.
And they get right back to the line of scrimmage.
Call it 4th and 2. Haygood again into the pile, surges forward and submarines his way for a 1st down.
Exactly where that marker was, did Haygood. Boy, did he needed to get that 1st down. Risky play by the offensive coordinator, Coach Williams.
Forrest Williams, the OC, for a unit that really likes to be balanced run and pass. They feel like the passing game has grown through the year as Williams has grown into the position. 37.8 points per game for this 8-1 Sachse team. Oh, fumble! The snap got away from Williams. It looks like Sachse was fortunate to pounce back on it. It's recovered by Aiden Pierce, the left tackle.
Yeah, just not ready for the ball. Miscommunication there. And how did Rowlett not come up with that loose ball?
That was Vince Martin's football all day, and somehow he didn't pounce on it. That's 2 footballs that Rowlett should have either gotten their hands on or secured. The blocked punt and now that would have given them the football. Instead, Sachse has had it for the entire first 9 minutes of this game. Bonner in motion, handoff Haygood. Jump cutting his way through the hole and picks up 5 on the play. It'll be 3rd down and 8.
And as you stated, they are just milking this clock with the penalties and extra possessions given to these guys. I mean, if you don't cap this off with a score and you run through the first quarter, this is going to be a head scratcher.
3rd down and 7 officially. Williams to the air, near side, complete right at the sticks, and just enough for a 1st down. Nico Ward's on the receiving end, and they move the chains. I beg your pardon, that was Lockett 5, not 9. Khalid Lockett for the first time today. How has it taken almost 10 minutes worth of game time? That's the first time we've had cause to say Khalid Lockett's name. 1st and 10. Haygood hops his way through the hole and across the 15.
And he just starts to wear on you, starts to wear on defenses. He just continues to keep running with this same tempo.
On his way to Boise State, as you mentioned, one of the leading rushers in North Texas in 6A. How did he manage to make that one into a 1st down gain?
That is
1st and goal, Sachse.
That is the magic. If you look at this game, I mean, he is bottled up, but yet and still he is running away from defenders.
1st and goal, and a timeout called by Derek Alford. He and his defensive coordinator, Clint Clayton, wanting to talk things over here prior to 1st and goal. It has been quite a process, frankly, for Sachse's offense to get to this point. But now here they are, 1st and goal at the 7-yard line. I can only imagine how much Clint Clayton, how much head coach Derek Alford are looking at the last 10 minutes and 37 seconds going, how have we not touched the football yet?
Yeah.
At least twice now they should have had possession of the football, either blocking the punt or simply not contacting the punter on what was 4th down and I think they said 43.
Yeah.
Like there was, don't even bother trying to block the punt, just get the football back. And then now the fumble as well. Rowlett has had opportunities to grab hold of their first possession of the game, and it just continues to elude them. And now Sachse is in a 1st and goal situation.
Yeah, absolutely. A weird sequence, the way that this game has started with all the penalties on the side of the Mustangs. But literally for the Eagles, when they think that they're going to get the opportunity to come on the field offensively, they commit that penalty. And look, with a minute 23 left here in the first quarter, I wonder if the Eagles will even get a chance on offense here in the first.
1st and goal here for Williams. Haygood to his right. Williams going to keep it himself, coming near side, trying to get to the pylon. Dirk Williams is in. Touchdown, Sachse.
What Dirk Williams said, I'll do it myself on the play fake inside to to Haygood. What do? The entire defense collapses down on Brendan Haygood, and then the opportunity given there to your junior quarterback, and Dirk Williams walks into the end zone.
He won the foot race to the pylon, and Sachse, after a meandering drive, I think Odysseus himself was playing right tackle on that drive for the Sachse Mustangs, but they do ultimately find the end zone. Dirk Williams capping it off, and it's 7-0 Sachse in the Hammer Bowl on Friday Night Football.
Thanks, Delkus.
Thanks, Delkus.
Possibly the most loved and hated man in North Texas. Whatever the weather brings, we bring the Delkus.
Your Friday night.
Friday Night Football is sponsored by Texas Day Brazil. Kick off the holiday season with Texas Day Brazil online gift card promotion. Get extra value when you purchase gift cards online. Every $100 gift card you buy at Texas Day Brazil's website, receive a $25 bonus card. Or purchase a $50 gift card online and enjoy a $10 bonus card. Share the ultimate Brazilian dining experience and treat yourself too.
Josh Weston to kick it away for Sachse, up 7-0, pounds it 5 yards deep in the end zone, and out comes the Rowlett offense. Little extracurriculars after the play here between a couple of young men who've probably known each other for the last 10 years. No flags resulting. Can only imagine how much both Red Barons and Derek Alford probably talk a little bit with the officiating crew beforehand, like, listen, this game kind of is what it is. These guys have known each other for a long time, you know. Not swallow the whistle, but maybe give a little grace is probably the way to put it.
Yeah, so there's going to be a lot of talking between these two teams.
So here comes Sam Loera and the Rowlett Eagles offense. Loera and River Kirchhoff work in a timeshare at the quarterback position. They'll swing it near side for Keelan Cottrell, who's got nowhere to go. Hog-tied by Sean DeVault.
Yeah, Sean DeVault, one of those linebackers, man, that we're going to call number 22 name pretty often. The Tulsa commit is a guy that we were talking with Coach Behrens. What did I say? He's the guy that you want to take into a back alley brawl because he is a tough guy, looks like one, plays like one. He's exceptional at the linebacker position.
A loss of 2 to start the football game for Rowlett's offense. They'll go empty set here for Loera on 2nd and 12. Final 40 seconds of a fast-moving first quarter. Sachse had the football for the first 10 minutes and 44 seconds of the frame. Loera, little run-pass option, fires over the middle, complete, close to first down yardage. It's going to be 3rd down and 1 as he hit Jalen Benson.
A little awkward design of that play for Loera. You think he's about to, it's a play to, he's going to run it, gets right to the line of scrimmage, unloads the pass, and catch the Sachse Mustang defense off guard as this first quarter comes to an end.
Lightning fast first quarter. 7-0 Sachse after 1 in the Hammer Bowl here on a special Thursday night edition of Friday Night Football.
The Cowboys getting set to take on the Chargers, and we've got it covered for you on WFAA. The Cowboys trying to get out to a
Stay tuned for the Friday Night Football halftime show sponsored by Golden Chick. Golden Chick is the perfect post-game destination. Come in and see why we say it's one taste and you're golden at Golden Chick.
We will bring you the entirety of the halftime show coming up in 12 minutes worth of game time. The Rowlett High School Mighty Eagle Band, the Silver Rhythm Dancers, the Sachse High School Mustang Band, and the Swingsters all coming your way at halftime. 3rd down and 1 to start the period. Loera on the QB draw, able to fight his way forward and pick up the first down.
And I want to say this, man, because I am very biased in this situation. The Sachse band is amazing, okay? Every day I'm out watching my son practice, and these guys are practicing, and I mean 100-degree weather when it was that. Yep. They're out there putting it on the line. They have a great band. I can't wait till you guys get an opportunity to see them. And I hope they do The Mandalorian tonight. It's one of my favorites. I'm just saying.
All right. I do not know what show is coming at halftime, but I'm looking forward to seeing it now. They motion Cottrell out here on 1st down and 10. Complete over the middle. And backing his way for 9 is Adelio Williams, the senior wide receiver. He's been their leader this year. 22 for 276.
Yeah, I think it's a great game plan. You're starting off with the short game, trying to catch get in between these linebackers and find space.
This is a Rowlett offense under offensive coordinator Zach Hurst that averages just a little over 14 points per game. We talked about it. They've liked how they've been able to move the ball between the 20s. They've got to figure out how to finish drives with touchdowns. Incomplete over the middle. A lot of traffic as he looked for Williams again.
Yeah, they're going to continue to try Adelio Williams. As you talked about before, the production that he's had for the Eagles. The problem is that they really just haven't been able to get into any kind of rhythm at all throughout the season. They switch quarterbacks back and forth. We'll see Kirkhoff come in for the second drive. And again, they're just trying to find their footing with these young guys. Talk about them from 20 to 20. They've been excellent, just not able to punch it in and get scores.
Third down and a yard, straight forward with Keelan Cottrell, and he'll have enough for the first down before eventually being driven back. Cottrell saying, thank goodness forward progress is a thing in football, and he'll move the chains.
And you know what? Keelan Cottrell, it literally, I'm looking at this kid, doesn't look like he's gained a lot of weight since the last time I saw him in middle school. He has been that same size, but so quick, so fast. He is a shifty young man, a good kid as well.
He's able to get it out to the 49-yard line. Fresh 1st and 10 here for Loera and company. Rowlett leads the all-time series 11-9 in the Hammer Bowl. But Sachse has won the last 3.
You see right now defensively, Sachse is going to have to try and find an answer up front. Boy, they are getting some push with this offensive line, moving around some of these good defensive linemen that they have. Number 10, the senior Corey Walls down there, man, a great player. One of these guys that really is the leader of that group defensively.
Big, gritty defensive tackle that gets in there and really battles. And they've also got the little pup, Trayson Haley, the sophomore, as Loera fights his way forward for 2 of the 4 that they needed. It'll be third down and a deuce. Haley, a 6'3", 275-pound sophomore. Those 2 guys working in tandem, Haley and Walls. That's a dangerous combination.
Really hard to get past these guys in the middle, and that's why I'm saying it's really shocking to see the success that the Eagles are having in the middle of the field. When you saw Cottrell pick up that first down, this is another big third down.
Third down and a pair. Loera looks far side. Empty set here, 3 wide receivers to the top of the formation. Flips it over the middle. That's going to be enough for a first down. Aiden Sharp coming through to make the tackle, but not before they move the chains.
Boy, just running that slant all the way through, coming across. Again, in between those linebackers is Jalen Thomas. It's a great catch and another first down for the Eagles.
Thomas, the inside receiver, statistically their leader at the wide receiver position this year. 40 catches, 450 yards, a pair of TDs. Rowlett played Wiley East a couple of weeks ago, back on October 25th. A team that is right there with Sachse is one of the best teams in the district. Tipped and incomplete. Dangerous pass intended for Williams. Lucky to see that fall harmlessly incomplete is Loera. But they played against Wiley East a couple weeks ago, Hackma, and it was 7-0 Wiley East at halftime. Wiley East is a fantastic football team, probably the second best team in this district that played Sachse to a 2-point game earlier this year.
Right.
So Rowlett has shown that they've got some chops, and here they are, 4 minutes into the second quarter, 7-0, and they're moving the football.
Got to continue to compete for these guys. They go to an empty set. They are relying heavily on this on these wide receivers to beat their one-on-one matchups.
Loera near side. Cottrell bobbled it and dropped it. If he had held on to it, he had an opportunity to run with it.
Yes, he did. And boy, Sachse's lucky right there. Boy, they felt like Jackson King, number 6, he's out in space. Looked like they had a wide open Keelan Cottrell. He just couldn't come down with it.
So instead, it's third down and 10. They've got to get to the 29 to move the chains.
See if they try and get it all at once or just take a nibble of it, because I think you're in 4-down territory if you're the Eagles.
Flag at the snap. False start.
I guess mimicking the Sachse offense in their first drive with the penalties.
Nat Maxon, our crew chief tonight, had an active first 16 minutes of this football game.
Yeah, absolutely, yes.
So 3rd and 15 now. It kind of looks like they docked him 6 yards on the play. Cottrell with blockers in front, spins his way through one tackle, somehow still in bounds. Keelan Cottrell is close to first down yardage. It'll depend on where they mark him out of bounds here. What a nice job from the running back to be able to spin his way off a couple of tacklers.
That's what makes him so special. Look at him out in the flat out here. He is one-on-one with a defender, and just his speed spin move, he does it to 2 guys. Maybe not the ideal stepping back, but
somehow he stayed in bounds, and it's 4th and 1. Now here comes the heavy package. Peyton Keller got the football a lot a week ago in their win over North Garland. He's their full head of steam running back. And Sachse's going to call timeout here before a 4th and 1 because they were going to have Keller in a Wildcat set.
Yeah, you talk about coming in with the heavy package. This kid, he's got a little weight in his back pocket, so I think you want to match this personnel, put some of your bigs out there up front.
Now's where you get the cat and mouse game, though. Does Zach Hurst and the Rowlett offense come back with a different look to try and twist them up and get some more speed back on the field, perhaps?
Yeah, the defensive coordinator on the other side, Coach Reed, and, you know, he does a lot of special things with tricking offenses. This Sachse defense, man, has really turned around tremendously. And the way that they played all season long, only dropping 1 game this season, as you stated, that first game to Capel. Other than that, man, they've had some close, the only close district matchup they had was that Wiley East matchup. But, man, this defense has held up.
4th and 1 out of the timeout. Keller going to depend on the spot. It doesn't look like he got there based on the far side headline judge. He was driven back.
Are they going to measure it, though? Oh, they're looking at it. Yep,
they will bring the sticks out.
They will bring the sticks.
From my eye, it looks short, but
I mean, it's right there. You can tell where they're standing. I would, if I'm Coach Alford, I'm going to ask them to measure this. It's going to be close.
Sachse's offense is already coming out on the field.
they're not waiting at all. Sachse's offense is like, yeah.
And they have now signaled no measurement necessary. First down, Sachse. The Mustangs get the stop. Keller went nowhere. .741 in the second, and the 4th down stop for Sachse. So back comes Williams and company. Haygood finds Vince Martin waiting for him.
Hey.
And a loss of a yard.
They have got to figure out a way to get somebody in front of number 92. Vince Martin is making life difficult for this running game. I mean, the penetration, man, number 92, he is having himself a first half right now.
Loss of a yard on the play. It's 2nd and 11. Williams flushed forward, flips far side, shoestring catch on the far sideline by Josh Ridge, and he'll get out to the 34-yard line, but it'll be 3rd and 6.
Yeah, Josh Ridge again. So many of these guys are so quick and shifty. Josh Ridge, a senior, again, just doing a good job fighting off defenders right there, but bringing up a 3rd and 5. Let's see what Coach Forrest Williams, he goes into his bag of tricks right now to come up with the first down.
They've got to get just shy of the 40-yard line to move the chains. Haygood right to Vince Martin again.
Wow.
Vince Martin having a monster first half, and it's 4th down.
I mean, it doesn't matter where you move him, whether it's up front, just if he shades on a guy or plays in the gap, the penetration he's there from the beginning. But you got to ask your offensive lineman to at least get in front of this guy and get a hand on him. You cannot let him go scot-free. He is going to disrupt your whole running game if you allow him to get that kind of penetration.
So Sachse will punt it away. Aiden Sharp feels like he's way far back of the line of scrimmage beyond what you normally see from a punter. Back at his own 11-yard line. No penalty this time, though Sharp did try and sell it. Fair catch called for and made at the 36-yard line by Rowlett's Jalen Benson. And the Eagles offense, down just 7-0, comes back out on the football field. We mentioned it earlier. They played Wiley East to a very close, very competitive first half just 2 weeks ago. Now, Wiley East did, it's worth noting, then put it on him in the second half. The final score was 49-0, but it was 7-zip at halftime. And Derek Alford said we were a player or two away from leading that game 14-7 at halftime. They felt like they drove the football well. Again, it just comes down to, can you finish drives with touchdowns? Another opportunity to here. Cottrell slipping his way through the hole and picking up 3 on the first play of the series.
And that's there's so much to love about the way that Cottrell plays. I think they have him listed at 155 pounds. I'm like, hey man, you got to get some protein in your diet, Keelan. I didn't believe it. I'm looking at him right now, but we saw him down on the field before this game started, and although slight, man, this kid plays with a lot of heart.
2nd down and 7. Under 5 to play in a fast-moving first half. Incomplete. Jalen Benson couldn't quite squeeze it as Kalik Lockett came through. Beg your pardon, it was Vashawn Brunswick that knocked it away.
I said Kalik on defense doing it, baby. Yeah. Let's go. This kid is.
At times, my mouth is ahead of my brain.
He can do it all. Talk about Texas getting a dog.
We ain't playing that game.
Hey, we got a little Travis Hunter out here. Okay.
3rd down and 7. Loera over the middle. That time it's hung on to. Aiden Sharp came through to lower the boom. But a good hands catch by Ronald Hamilton to move the chain.
And how about that for Hamilton? He is so patient working in between that zone, in between the linebacker and safety. Got to give Loera some credit right there because he's rolling out to his left, waiting on that play to develop. Right now, the Mustangs aren't getting a lot of pressure up front defensively.
1st and 10, Cottrell strung out. Nowhere to go. Xavier Williams drove his man upfield and cut off any angle.
Boy, number 55 played that so tough. This is textbook right here. You want to know how to seal the edge? This is how you do it. You got to fight it. They didn't call holding, but, I mean, his jersey is all torn up over the top of his pads, but that's how you do it. Number 55 just showing how to seal that edge.
His 16th tackle for loss this season. Sets up 2nd down and 16. Beg your pardon, 2nd down and 11. Loera getting a 2nd straight series here. Fires downfield and overshoots his man, Jalen Thomas, who was wide open.
And Jackson King, a little miscommunication on the back end over here. Jackson King, he's coming across from his safety position and happens to miss the deep crosser coming back across. Man, I tell you, that miscommunication is something that I'm going to come back and look at because C.J. Wells is following his guy to the hash. Could have been some success right there for the Eagles, but they missed it.
That was one thing Derek Alford told us this week. We got to hit some deep balls. We got to. That's going to be one of their pathways to winning this football game. We've got to hit some deep balls. They had a chance there. Too tall for Thomas. Flag at the snap. Third and 11 becomes 3rd and 16 with the false start.
And so on the other side for this Rowlett, for this Sachse defense, they played really tough in spurts here, But this is the time where you kind of buckle down. You put some pressure on these guys, get the quarterback on the ground, get your offense back out on the field so you can get some points going into halftime.
3rd down and 16. Graphic is wrong. It's 3rd down. Throw incomplete, nearly intercepted by C.J. Wells. Now it is 4th and 16.
Boy, and C.J. Wells, he's playing tough from his cornerback position, and that's a ball that's just thrown too low. A little bit higher. C.J. Wells is going to pick that one off, but great defense there as you saw the pressure being applied up front.
So Richard Daniels to punt it away here for Rowlett. Aiden Sharp deep to return for Sachse. Final 3.5 minutes of the second quarter. High snap. Nice job by Daniels to get it down. He's going to try and take off and run with it. Now he gets the punt away. Bounds its way up the middle. Somehow avoids everybody and works out for Richard Daniels.
What?
That was one of the more impressive improvisations I've ever seen from a punter. Look at this again.
Now you have me, now you don't. He has Vashon Brunswick coming down on him. He sees him. I thought it was a fake from the beginning. I thought he was going to have to fake it. But then when he pulls back for the kick, okay. Sachse really avoided disaster right there because that was a line drive. Could have hit any one of those guys, and that was a live ball.
Aiden Sharp had to kind of duck out of the way. Go full Matrix and let that football go flying past his shoulder.
Great description.
And it's 1st and 10 at the 26. So good work by Richard Daniels to flip field position despite the craziness. Haygood undercut. Strong tackle on the far side. Jordan Griffith says, Mr. Haygood, your feet meet your head.
Wow. I tell you, that's them young bones right there, but it's
seriously.
7 yards on that carry, though, for Haygood.
I'd be hospitalized till Christmas.
How about care flight on the field?
Pickup of 7 on the play for the Boise State commit. Williams trying to keep it himself again. Scoots around the outside and picks up the 1st down.
So that play action works so well. Everybody is zeroed in on number 0. And look at this ball fake. Everybody into the inside, and you lose contain on the outside, not allowing the, right, this is Keisha and Harrison, clearly from a good family, not able to make the tackle.
There's Harrison's all over the place.
All over the place. So you got to give a shout out to Keyshawn.
1st and 10 at the 39-yard line after the pickup by Williams. He'll roll near side to a 3-wide receiver set. Big block in the backfield. Williams gets to the sideline. Picks up maybe 3 on the play, but there were a couple of big blocks that helped him do it.
As a flag came in at the end, I think they're going to get the crackback block. They're taking that out of football. It's one of those things, man, you want to stay aggressive like that, but you absolutely don't want to come back, and they see you lower your head and shoulder like that, they're going to call it.
Some discussion here for our officiating crew. Nat Maxon and company talking things over. I didn't catch the number. Did he say 12 maybe, Zion Bonner, that gets flagged for the penalty?
I believe that is the call that they made. But these guys just, that's one thing about it. When we talked to Coach Behrens, what did he say about his wide receivers? Yeah, everybody's got to block.
Yeah.
These guys have got to be active participants in the blocking scheme.
That was one of his big compliments of Khalid Lockett, as fantastic a talent as he is, as superior a wide receiver as he is. He said he'll get out there and block just like the rest of them.
He said, no, he got to finish it.
That's a good point. It was much more than just like the rest of them. Let me find it here. He said I could put him in offensive tackle.
Yeah. I was like, wait a minute, Coach. You're 5-star wide receiver playing left tackle. Yeah. Texas would love that.
They'll call it 1st and 21 from the 26-yard line. They'll swing it right side. That's a fumble.
Ball.
That's a live football, and Rowlett knows it. Scooped up, And that's going to be a touchdown for the Eagles. Jordan Griffith on the scoop and score on what was a backward lateral from Williams to Haygood. Touchdown, Rowlett.
Going to come back and look at this angle, but from what I'm seeing, that was a live ball.
Are they wiping it off now? There's no way that that wasn't a backward pass.
Yeah, that's no way.
Oh my goodness, are they going to say this is an incomplete pass? They're still talking about it. Officials talking about it far side. Again, there's no replay in Texas high school football, so it's not like they can go to our monitors and see for themselves. But as they talk about it, if we can get one more look at this, I don't think there's any question
at all
that this was a backward pass.
Oh, they're going to call
Rowlett
that.
celebrating on the far side. We're about to get a ruling here. Flags on the play. Well, afterward, I think it's going to be on the celebration from Rowlett. We'll come back to the replay in just a second as they continue to sort all of this out. But this is going to be, I'm pretty sure at this point, a touchdown for Rowlett. And an extra point away from a tie football game with 2:21 here in the first half.
Wow. And you saw immediately, Haygood, as soon as he sees that ball go over his head, he doesn't go after it because he believes it's a dead ball.
Well, now, do they have the Rowlett, do they have the Sachse offense coming back on the field? Are they going to say this is?
No, that's the defense.
But, are they going to say it's no touchdown? Are they going to say that the play can't continue? That it's just going to be Rowlett ball at the point where the ball was recovered?
How is that?
I don't know. There was nobody in the way. It was very clearly picked up on the run. We're going to need to get some sort of explanation here from Nat Maxon in a hurry. Here we go. So the touchdown will stand. Afterward, a sideline warning. And what he's saying is that's the first sideline warning on Rowlett. The first is not enforced as a penalty. It is just a warning. If you get a second sideline warning, then it is a 15-yard penalty. So, yes, it was a backward pass, says Nat Maxon. Yes, the touchdown will stand. Here it is one more time. The pass from Dirk Williams, but a backward pass to Brendan Haygood from the 21 to the 19-yard line, very clearly backward and scooped up by Jordan Griffith for the touchdown. And Rowlett, after all of that and a lot of sorting out to be done, now what?
Okay. There's a penalty clearly.
It looked like he said unsportsmanlike, but it looked like he said unsportsmanlike and then
pointed to his foot.
So is Rowlett going to go for 2 from the 17-yard line? It appears that's what's happening here. This is extremely wheels off. We're not going to get any further explanation from Nat Maxon. I don't know what's happening right now. But Rowlett's going to go for 2 and try and make it 8-7 from the 18-yard line after a 15-yard penalty.
Ton of movement. Timeout called by Rowlett here.
This is out of control. Okay, then.
I think wheels off is the only way to describe it. Well, one, I'm glad they got the call right on the pass.
Yeah,
okay,
there was
no a backwards
question.
pass. Initially, it looked like they were just bringing it. They're going to call it a dead ball, maybe spot it right there. But again, they get together, they conference, and obviously make the right play. Clearly, backwards pass right there from Dirk Williams. But on the PAT, this is where things get a little bit complicated. You have a penalty that backs them up, and instead of going for the kick, the PAT, they're now going for 2.
Mark Alonzo in the YouTube comment says, that's one way to get on the scoreboard. You are not kidding, my friend. So instead of Loera, it's River Kirchhoff that will take the snap here on the 2-point conversion try. So number 2 is going to go for 2. with 2:21 left here in this second quarter. Kirkhoff fires, end zone incomplete, and it will remain 7-6. And after all of that, I need a break. We'll be back on Friday Night Football. I'm not real sure what we just watched.
Dallas, your heat index is 107. Everyone in McKinney is dead. It's hot in McKinney. We'll fix that.
Possibly the most loved and hated man in North Texas. Whatever the weather brings, we bring the Delkus.
Discover WFAA Plus, a live 24-hour stream of WFAA news and exclusive digital content, all completely free. Now available on Apple TV, Roku, and Fire TV. Download WFAA Plus today.
What's up, football fans? It's the best time of the year. Every Monday morning, we want to hear what you have to say about the game. Join me, Mark Istook, Glenn Strutch-Smith, and Rebecca Lopez for the Call-In Show, Monday mornings at 11:30.
Friday Night Football is sponsored by Texas Day Brazil. The holiday season gets extra value when you purchase gift cards online. For every $100 gift card you buy at Texas Day Brazil's website, receive a $25 bonus card. Or purchase a $50 gift card online and enjoy a $10 bonus card. A Texas Day Brazil gift card is the gift of a special night out for friends, family, clients, or employees.
So after all of that, Rowlett is now going to kick off from their own 25-yard line. I don't know how many times they're going to get penalized here because I don't think there was another penalty. That is a very short kickoff that will go out of bounds.
Well, even better field position right now with 2:21 left for Sachse.
So the consensus in the press box as I walked down and tried to ask, okay, what was the penalty that led to the 15 yards on the PAT? And they said it was an unsportsmanlike penalty for some of the players from Rowlett taking their helmets off amid the celebration. Okay, fine. So then what was the penalty that docked them here on the kickoff? Did they double penalize them?
there was even more. We had the sideline warning and the unsportsmanlike penalties all around as this ball is moved now into plus territory for the Mustangs. Thanks.
We are completely off the rails here. After all of that, some of it truly without explanation, it's 1st and 10 at the 47 in Rowlett territory for Dirk Williams and the Sachse offense. Little with the handoff right up the middle, bursts his way through the second level, and he will score. Keandre Little, 47 yards on the first play of the series.
All right. I guess that's going to signify for the Mustangs, let's quit playing around. All right. Look at this run right here from Keandre Little. Talked about him and his running mate in that backfield. Both of these guys, Brendan Haygood and Keandre Little, bring something a little bit special. As you see right there, that burst and the speed. He gets out of 2 tackles and literally outruns the defense of the Eagles.
Bouncing off of would-be tacklers and taking it 47 yards for the touchdown. Extra point is up and through, courtesy of Josh Weston, and Keandre Little makes it 14-6 in favor of Sachse. You said it. That is quite the answer from this Sachse Mustangs football team after they have kind of, frankly, played with their food for the first 2 quarters of this football game. And all of a sudden, Keandre Little said, okay, enough already.
Yes, and look, it's not as though these guys, Brendan Haygood, they've been playing, you know, pretty much on these drives, just tripping away at it. They've been getting some positive yardage in the running game. That last miscue, which led to a score, I think was just, you know, want to call it a brain fart, whatever you want to. These guys just got to understand that's a live ball. You got to continue to hustle to those balls, especially when it doesn't appear as though it is a lateral. That was a mistake by Sachse, but great way to come back and answer with the score.
So Sachse will kick it away, just 9 seconds between the Jordan Griffith fumble recovery for a touchdown and the Keandre Little 47-yard run right up the middle to make it 14-6 in favor of Sachse. Rowlett with 1 timeout remaining in the half and 2:12 to work with. The howitzer from Josh Weston deep in the end zone for a touchback.
A booming kick. It's going to bring this Mustangs defense back out. Stay tuned for the Friday Night Football halftime show sponsored by Golden Chick. Golden Chick is the perfect post-game destination. Come in and see why we say it's one taste and you're golden at Golden Chick.
Sachse was offside on the kickoff, so they'll add 5 yards here and bring the football out to the 30, and that's where we'll see this Rowlett offense get to work.
These referees are earning their check today.
Ethan in the YouTube comments says, let's go Sachse. Alan Parrish says, there it is, after the Keandre Little touchdown run. Mark Alonzo says, he's gone.
He gone.
You could tell quickly. Kirkuff over the middle. Somehow that ball got to Jalen Benson to pick up 7.
That is such a risky play. We've seen him come to this play several times, but they're throwing it in traffic in between linebackers. Kirkuff just making his way through the front of the offensive line, and he's trying to get that in between 2 guys. Number 34, Walker Williams, looked like he has an opportunity to intercept that ball.
Jalen Thomas on the receiving end picks up 7 at 2nd and 3. That is a false start by about half of the guys in white.
Well, you sprinkle in some good and you sprinkle in some bad. Either way, you back them up.
That's kind of the story of this Rowlett football season. Derek Alford said we've been a very streaky football team. They started off, had a 3-game winning streak there late in September to start the season 3-1, won their first 2 district games over South Garland and Naaman Forest, and they felt like they had things rolling. Then they lost 4 straight against Garland, Wiley, Lakeview Centennial, and Wiley East before the win over North Garland a week ago to at least give them a chance. If they win tonight, they can get to the postseason. Cottrell on the receiving end here trying to twist his way away from tacklers, but 3 Sachse Mustangs eventually wrestle him down. 1:22 in the half, and a timeout called by Sachse here. Their second timeout taken in the first half.
Yeah, they get some of that yardage back after the penalty. And you could tell the way that they use Keelan Cottrell, they use him obviously as a running back, but also as a slot receiver. He's really dangerous also as a slot. A guy that has, he could catch one of those 3-yard dump passes, and that yards after catch makes him really dangerous.
It'll be 3rd down and 3 out of the timeout. Give Rowlett credit. This is a team that, you could have played the transitive property and talked your way into this game being a complete blowout.
Absolutely.
And it's a 1-score game with 1:22 left here in this first half. They have battled, just as Red Baron said, hey, weird stuff's going to happen. Backward pass, lateral that gets scooped up for a touchdown. Weird stuff is bound to happen in the Hammer Bowl. And here we are in a 1-score game late second quarter. Can they make something happen here, though, on 3rd and 3? And avoid giving the ball back to that dangerous Sachse offense. Kirkuff, QB draw, spins his way for the first down, just barely.
Yeah, great pickup there by Kirkuff. You see he's looking up the field, but he sees a massive hole opening up to his right. And just decides to run through. Another good job there by number 55, Williams. He's trying to seal that edge, but a great way to collapse back down from your defensive end position to get the tackle.
So 1st and 10 at the 41. A lot of work to do here for Rowlett before halftime. They've got a minute to work with. Over the middle, tipped it incomplete. Knocked down at the line of scrimmage. Nico Wards, I think, was the one who got his hands on it.
Nico gets his hands on it, but I tell you what, again, Vashawn Brunswick, the UTEP commit, he's playing solid at the linebacker position. These guys are tired of those slant routes coming underneath them. They've got to figure out a way to pick one of these off or at least bump these guys off of that route.
Beg your pardon, it was Trayson Haley, the sophomore, who knocked it down at the line of scrimmage.
A young talented kid on that defensive line, just a sophomore. Coach Behrens is going to have this kid around for the next 2 years, and he ain't going to do anything but get bigger. Right now, 6'3", that's 275 is pretty generous.
Rowlett's going to have to hurry here. 1 second on the play clock before they snap it, and Derek Alford decides to spend the timeout rather than risking the penalty. River Kirkhoff, they were talking about it on the far sideline with about 23 seconds on the play clock, kind of kicking around. What do we do here? What do we do here? Finally, they made the decision, and Kirkhoff looked up and saw about 6 seconds on the play clock and said, everybody, hey, let's go, let's go, let's go.
That time clock just speeds up.
Comment here in the YouTube feed from Jackson Kirkhoff. Admittedly, probably a biased party in this conversation, but says, let's go, Riv, best quarterback at Rowlett. As Kirkhoff gets his opportunity, he and Loera have been in this timeshare all season long, basically series for series. We did see Loera come out for back-to-back series to start the game, but now Kirkhoff getting his opportunity. He was the one in there for the two-point conversion, and now he gets this final series of the first half. You don't set it up thinking that you're only going to get 3 cracks at having the football in the first half.
No.
But that's the way that this half is very strangely transpired. Out of the timeout, 56 seconds in the half, 2nd down and 10. Kirkhoff, deep shot, up the seam, incomplete. Went for the big body, tried to find Braylon Griffith downfield, the sophomore, and it's incomplete.
Yeah, this is going to be a guy you try out on the outside, number 17, C.J. Wells. He is a tough customer. As an outside corner, this is the number 17. He is the kind of player that you want out there. He has all of the attitude to play on an island, but, man, tough as nails out in coverage. Man, a kid who's recruiting is starting to heat up as well. But I'm telling you, all season long, he has played with so much guts. You know, tackles for loss, 2 interceptions on the season so far, and 5 PBUs.
Giving up a lot of size there to Griffith, but was there step for step with him. Cottrell on a little pop pass here on 3rd and 10, trying to find a seam and finds nowhere. Hello, Nico Wards, and it's 4th down.
Oh, Nico Ward's coming up with some oomph right here. Oh, man, you see the size difference show up, too.
4th down and 10. Sachse will burn that final timeout with 45 seconds in the period. Red Barons not satisfied with a 14-6 lead right now.
Oh, he is hot right now. They are going to get an earful in halftime.
In talking with Red Barons earlier this week, he told us about how they feel like they're rolling. They felt like they've been playing good football of late. Their last few wins, Naaman Forest a week ago, 30-7, beat up on North Garland and South Garland. Their closest game of the year, as you mentioned, was Wiley East back at the front end of October, a 19-17 win, but a win. And here they are, perfect in district play. And going into the playoffs, that is the big question. Hey, can you now go translate that to playoff success? They feel like they've got it rolling in the right direction. Tonight's been a little bit of a false start with all of that. Punt up the far sideline, sends Sharp inside his own 25, and out of bounds right at the 25. That's where Sachse will come back to work, but they want to play sharp tonight, and they're going to need to do it in the second half because they really haven't in the first half to go into the playoffs with that momentum still.
No, absolutely they will. And look, there's so much happening so far in this first half. I think offensively, you haven't seen the best parts of this Sachse offense so far. I mean, we've only called Khalid Lockett's name one time this entire game, and he is the guy that they really get behind for the big yardage.
38 seconds in the period, and Rowlett is going to come out in a super prevent defense. Rushing 3, 8 guys in coverage. They'll throw far side for Lockett, and he'll step out of bounds with 11 yards to start the possession.
Yeah, let's go out. Let's go out routes all day, baby. If y'all going to back off that far, we're just going to keep feeding 5 until we get close.
Right to the 35-yard stripe. Give him 10 officially on the play. 1st and 10 at the 35. 34 seconds. Sachse without any timeouts left. Rowlett has used all 3 as well. Williams. Complete on the near side to Santana Quinn, who had both feet in bounds.
And Khalid Lockett has a running mate and Santana Quinn. Santana, a 6'3", 185-pound wide receiver on the outside and great body control.
That was the thing Red Barons talked about with both Lockett and Quinn. The body control that both of them possess makes them the receivers that they are, makes them the athletes that they are, the players that they are. Far side, some space here. Ridge able to work his way into Rowlett territory at the 43. 18 seconds left in the half. Sachse moving the ball in big chunks here.
How about that Josh Ridge on this route, man? He's just finding his way up the field, but really smart to get out of bounds as well, recognizing that you don't have any timeouts.
They've got it to the 43 with 18 seconds left. Williams, far side. They tried to cut off the comeback route here to Lockett. They do take him down inbounds, though. 9 seconds and moving. Good job by Rowlett to secure the tackle inbounds. Clock's down to 4, 3, and that's when Williams will spike it. 2 seconds left in the period. And a very important tackle there by Rowlett after Sachse had picked up chunk after chunk after chunk. That just closed off basically everything except for a shot to the end zone.
That's why that 2-minute drill is so important. And you talk about this Rowlett defense being in the prevent mode. I think it's super prevent now as they move all of their safeties back to the 5-yard line.
They throw Chase Thomas, the senior, out there at quarterback in place of Dirk Williams. Thomas clearly the one with the stronger arm, and from the 39 he's going to have to heave it probably a good 45 to 50 yards to get it to the end zone. Flushed forward in the pocket, fires, end zone, triple covered down there and knocked away. And that is how the first half will come to an end. 14-6 at halftime in favor of Sachse. Heckma Harrison, we were told to expect weird and crazy things in the Hammer Bowl, and 14-6 at halftime between these two teams, I would say qualifies.
No, it does, and I think if I'm looking at Sachse, this is a team that's come in and has been out of rhythm. Those first couple of penalties, that first quarter, I mean, obviously.
So bizarre.
If you take the entire first quarter away, you benefit by also getting some points, though. I think defensively you've had some things happen that you feel good about, but then just those first downs that Rowlett has been able to pick up by working in between your linebackers, they've got to clean those things up. That really weird play from Dirk Williams out to Haygood on that lateral pass that ended up going the other way for Rowlett. Again, those mistakes and miscues that you make, clean those up, because this Sachse offense, they're really explosive. They just hadn't been able to show it tonight.
14-6 at halftime. Rowlett down just a score in the Hammer Bowl, and they have the football to start the third quarter. We'll be back with the halftime show right after this on Friday Night Football.
Right now in Terrell and in Dallas, your heat index is 107. Everyone in McKinney is dead. It's hot in McKinney. We'll fix that probably.
Possibly the most loved and hated man in North Texas. Whatever the weather brings, we bring the Delcus.
Discover WFAA Plus, a live 24-hour stream of WFAA news and exclusive digital content, all completely free. Now available on Apple TV, Roku, and Fire TV. Download WFAA Plus.
And now, the Friday Night Football halftime show, sponsored by Golden Chick.
And first up, the Rowlett High School Mighty Eagle Band under the direction of Renee Lira and the Rowlett High School Silver Rhythm Dancers. Stephanie Cooper, their director. They're on the field first. We hope you enjoy the show.
Ladies and gentlemen, the pride of Sachse High School, your award-winning Swing drill team will take the field for your halftime entertainment. Swing sergeants are sophomore sergeant Michaela Martin, senior sergeant Kiana Goodens, senior sergeant Uriah Stone, and head sergeant Riley Duggan.
All right, next up on the Friday Night Football halftime show, the Sachse High School Mustang Band under the direction of Holly Taylor and Diane Craig's Sachse High School Swingsters. We hope you enjoy the show.
The swingster officers are Junior Lieutenant Scotty O'Malley, Junior Lieutenant Daisy Emmerman, Senior Lieutenant Caroline Pelham, our First Lieutenant Jennifer Wynn, and on the 50, your award-winning Captain Hayden Nicole Gibson. Tonight, the swingsters would like to welcome the Lariats JV drill team under the direction of Miss Allie Galitz to perform a palm routine to Fireball. Rowlett, Lily Albus, Natalie Decos, Samantha Joe, Josh Abra.
You're on the way, Tristan.
The band will perform music from The Hateful Eight, The Mandalorian, Bon Jovi's Dead or Alive, The Theme from Yellowstone, Westworld, The Brave Stones, Two Steps from Hell.
And now go.
Directing the Mustang Band is the great Holly Taylor, Grant Ryan, Tai Tu Wan, and Garrett Tucker. The color guard director is Tyler Bates, and the color guard tech is Tyler Hex. The band would like to thank the band boosters, Sachse High School, and the GIC administration for all their continued help and support this year. The Mustang Band section of the week is our trumpet section. Trumpet leadership includes librarian Sophia Wiley, logistics Zach Call, brass captain Joseph Figarelli, section leaders are Chichi Higuiway, Alexis Roseman, and Anthony Martini. And now, ladies and gentlemen, your UIL Area City Marching Band Contest Champions, the State Band Sachse Mustangs Band!
Thanks for watching the Friday Night Football Halftime Show, sponsored by Golden Chick.
And with that, we welcome you back inside the broadcast booth here at Homer B. Johnson Stadium. Mike Leslie, Heckman Harrison back with you. 14-6 our halftime score. Let's go ahead and show you how we got to this point, because it was a strange first half, and we were told to expect a strange first half, and Heckman, that's exactly what we got. It was Dirk Williams scoring the opening score after a 10-minute and 44-second Sachse touchdown drive to make it 7-0 as he beat everybody to the pylon.
I told you earlier about the play fake to Brendan Haygood, and that just gives Dirk Williams all of the room he needs.
But then it's that same duo, Williams and Haygood, that combine here on the lateral that nobody except for Jordan Griffith realized was a lateral and a fumble and a live ball, and it was 7-6.
Yeah, this is just one of those miscommunications on offense. They've got to get on top of that ball.
But Sachse would answer back in 9 seconds time. Keandre Little bursting his way for a 47-yard touchdown and a 14-6 lead.
Hey, Haygood and Little is one heck of a combination, and you see number 24 take off and get the score.
So again, we were told, expect crazy, expect weird, expect something goofy to happen. The lateral for a touchdown for Rowlett certainly fits into that category. And now a 4-5 Rowlett team that is scratching and clawing for their playoff lives has to win tonight in order to get to the postseason. Also needs some help in order to get to the postseason. Is in a football game down 14-6, and they're about to have the football to start the second half. They need to move the football better than they have, but they've got themselves a chance, Heckman.
Oh, they do, and they are playing like the desperate team. You see them on defense. They have guys like Vince Martin, who has been giving them that's been giving Sachse all that they can handle. Defensively, they've had their shining moments, but then they've had collapses, as you saw on that Keandre Little play, where they give up a big gain. This second half is going to be very important to them, because if they can actually pull out a win here and get to the playoffs, it's going to be in these next 2 quarters.
Let's go ahead and show you the stats from the first half of this football game. It has been statistically controlled by Sachse, 162 yards to 76. They've basically doubled up Rowlett from a yardage perspective. But again, the one turnover you see there in the bottom right corner matters quite a bit, because those are the only 6 points for Rowlett. They need to figure out a way to move the football better, and they certainly need to figure out a way to finish off drives, Heckma, but again, they've got themselves a chance, and if you're Derek Alford coming into tonight, that's about all you could have really asked for against this Sachse team that is as talented as they are, that is the standard bearer in the district. You're right there.
Yeah, stay aggressive. Coach Alford doesn't have any chance, any time for a letdown. You come right out here from halftime and you try and punch this in and get a score on the board no matter what. They mixed it in pretty well with these 2 quarterbacks, but I think it's their passing game. They've been able to get the ball down to Keelan Cottrell a few times with him running the ball, but also him out in the slot and picking up yards after catch. Can they continue to expand on that passing game with their running back? Let's see.
They will have the football first to start this second half. Sachse getting a couple of scores courtesy of Dirk Williams and Keandre Little, but otherwise frustrated by that Rowlett defense. Vince Martin had a terrific first half.
Yeah, he played tough. He gave that offensive line more than what they can handle. I think defensively for Sachse, they've got to force a turnover. They have got to force a turnover. I think both of these quarterbacks, whether it be Lorea or Kirkhoff, they have, thrown those little shallow passes or the ones over the middle in the teeth of this defense. They've come back to the well time and time again. Can at least this Sachse defensive front tip the ball and force a turnover? I think that changes the momentum completely in this game if they are.
So Josh Weston set to kick it away. Jalen Thomas deep to return for Rowlett. A shorter kick this time from Weston. Scooped up off the bounce. Thomas nowhere to go. A lot of times you see that bounce help out the return man because it sucks everybody in closer, but he just wasn't able to make anything happen with it.
Well, the main mistake that he makes is he tries to go across the field, and I mean, when you do that, the kickoff team, they're able to get eyes on you and at least honor their lanes, and that's all they do. And this is not the ideal field position that Coach Alfred was thinking of as they start out at the 12-yard line.
It will be Sam Loera again at quarterback for Rowlett. He had the lion's share of the action in the first half. He will have the first series of the second half. Alexis Renee enjoyed the halftime show, says in the YouTube comments, Sachse, best band in the land.
Trying to tell you.
Mark Alonso says bravo, some great choreography compared to most of the schools that he's seen this season. AJW says go Sachse band and football team too.
Okay.
What is happening right now?
I don't know. We just want to
Nobody's officially called a timeout.
Did they think we called it I don't see anybody, a red, what a TV timeout? You had seen is that what it is? I don't know.
Now Sachse's defense coming back on the field. There's been no signal to indicate what just happened.
Hey, you're usually looking for the red hat to know if it's a television timeout or not, but we hadn't got that big time yet, Mike.
No, we're not to that level, Hadman. we're following Nat Maxon and his crew tonight. 1st and 10 after all of that. Loera over the middle, kind of no-look throw, complete for Jalen Benson and a first down. Give him 20 on the first play of the possession.
I mean, and how about him, Loera, zipping that ball in between the hands of Corey Walls. The defensive lineman we talked about earlier, a guy that's coming back from an MCL sprain. Boy, did they miss him.
Steve Uzumaki says, let's go Eagles. Retort says, hello from Bend, Oregon tonight. Loera underneath, incomplete, looking for Adelio Williams.
That's a dangerous play. And again, you see the young sophomore, Walker Williams, number 34. Great job out in coverage.
I will give Loera and Kirkhoff this, though they do keep seeming to throw the ball into traffic, they're locating the football well to give their receivers an opportunity to catch the football, and they're keeping it away from the hands of the defense. But you're right, it's throw after throw over the middle that looks like it is prime suspect to be intercepted. Cottrell on the swing pass. Cottrell's got the corner. And a pickup of 8 on 2nd and 10 for the swift-footed running back, Keelan Cottrell, the junior. They're going to mark him out of bounds at the 37, so give him 6 on the play. It'll be 3rd and 4.
Well, I'll tell you what, he's one of those kids that immediately you see the speed take over right there from Keelan Cottrell. It's a big-time 3rd down right now for the Sachse Mustangs. How many times have we seen them in 3rd and short, and somehow either Lorea or Kirkhoff come out and zip a pass past their linebackers?
3rd down and 4. They motion Cottrell out again. Loera on the QB draw, and Sachse read that immediately, and it's Xavier Williams again making a big play.
Xavier Williams has had himself one heck of a game. If it's not capturing that edge, but right there on that was a design run the whole way. Loera was not going to try and pass that ball. Good job defensively staying at home and getting that quarterback on the ground.
So Rowlett picks up the 1 first down, but then quickly after that, 3 and out. Richard Daniels, less eventful this time, punting it away. And it's down to the 38-yard line, and out comes the Sachse offense. Jason Garza in the YouTube comments says, proud father of Giovanni Gonzalez, says go Sachse, watching from Lake Texoma tonight. Again, drop a comment in the YouTube feed. Let us know where you're watching from this evening, if you got a favorite player on either one of these two teams.
favorite players played a few downs out here tonight.
Heckma Harrison Jr., one of the wide receivers for the Sachse Mustangs. Hopefully we'll see some more of him here in the second half. On 1st and 10, Haygood with the handoff. Strung out pretty well on the near sideline by Jacoby Dewberry, but not before he picked up 5.
Yeah, Brendan Haygood, he is one of those small in stature guys, but man, that lower body strength is what you need at the running back position. At the next level, man, I'm telling you, this kid is going to be outstanding. Great, I mean, just really high IQ guy, but a great student of the game. Great student in the classroom.
Williams, to keep it himself, spins his way to the second level on a 1st down into Rowlett territory. Dirk Williams showing off the moves.
A little bit of a spin move by number 2. And protecting that ball that really looked like more of a busted play to begin with. Good job from Dirk Williams making something out of nothing right there.
1st and 10 at the 42. Rowlett looking to take control of this football game. It has teetered closer to the edge than they would have preferred all through this football game. But here they are early 3rd quarter with a chance in Rowlett territory. Haygood, patient, gets out the back door. Brendan Haygood up the near sideline. Shirks a tackle inside the 10. Still going to the 5. Brendan Haygood, Boise State bound.
That's what I talk about, the magic of this kid. Look at the balance of him, not seeing that there's no hole to run to, sidestepping a defender, and this is where it starts right here. I mean, just cue the theme music right there. He is ducking underneath guys.
And here he goes again, driving toward the goal line to the 1.
Right back to the line of scrimmage. Not giving Rowlett an opportunity to substitute anyone.
Haygood again, he's in. Brendan Haygood with his 16th touchdown run of the year, and Sachse's got a 2-score lead.
Boy, that is good stuff. That's the way defensively, I talked about these guys coming out, getting a stop. They do exactly that. And then when you get an opportunity on offense, you get behind your bell cow running back, and boy, does he pay dividends for you each and every time. Brendan Haygood, man, outstanding guy. I know we come in, we talk about guys like Khalid Lockett. He is the show and the after party, okay? But when you got a guy like Brendan Haygood, it really makes everything else work so much easier. What a great athlete.
Brendan Haygood was that drive, and Sachse opens up the lead 21-6 early 3rd quarter on Friday Night Football. The 12-yard touchdown.
Catch a live broadcast of every play of the biggest high school football games. This week, 40 at Rockwall Heath.
Stream the broadcast free.
This Friday night at 7:30 on WFAA+.
Back on Friday Night Football. If you look at Khalid Lockett, the superstar from Sachse, we have not called his name a whole lot. That catch last year in the playoffs against Rockwall Heath, a team they, by the way, might play next week in the playoffs, depending on how things shake out, was sensational. The 5-star on his way to Texas. A terrific, terrific talent. You got to imagine at some point, heck, you can't keep that kid down for 48 minutes. At some point, he is bound to break out.
Oh, it's just, I mean, special, doesn't even define it, but what he's going to do at the next level, I think everyone here in the Sachse community already know that he's so special, man. Such a great, hand-eye coordination guy, man. It's going to be something else to see that talent leave Sachse, but for 4 years they've been able to enjoy really special talent here in Khalid Lockett.
So now Rowlett finds themselves in a tough spot, down 15. Offense has had a tough time finishing off drives, as we were told by their head coach Derek Alford. That's been one of their troubles this year. River Kirchhoff's going to get this drive at quarterback, and he picks up 5 on the first play of the series. Can Rowlett find a way to finish off a touchdown drive and reel back in the Sachse Mustangs?
Well, I'll tell you what, they're starting things here on the second drive in the second half pretty well. Kirchhoff picks up 5 yards. You know, they use him more in the RPO, basically. And that's another design run, as they are empty right now.
They have Cottrell, their starting running back, in the slot on the bottom of your screen. 3 wides to the top for Kirchhoff. Pump fakes and fires, and it's picked off. Picked off, and just dragging bodies is Sean DeVault all the way back to the 15-yard line. Sachse's defense comes up with a big play.
Mike, I couldn't have called it any better than that. I said, if you continue to lay that ball out there in between those linebackers, somebody's going to have to find a way to pick this off. And Kirchhoff initially with the pump fake and just throwing that ball into harm's way.
Sean DeVault, a young man that you talked about earlier tonight, one of the best defensive players for this Sachse Mustangs team, sets up this 8-1 football team, looking to cap off a perfect district slate in terrific field position at the +16. Little already with 1 touchdown run on the day, weaving his way inside the 10, a gain of 9.
Just allow this offensive line to pin their ears back and come after this defense from Rowlett. They've gotten sick of these guys. Number 92, Vince Martin, as we talked about him at the halftime, he has been all over him, and now one of his running mates, number 95, gets in on the action. We don't have a 95 on our roster, but
I hate when it happens, my man. We do not have a 95 on the roster that Derek Alford gave us. I know Noah Reed is listed as number 97. One of their reserve defensive linemen. Perhaps he had a number swap, or Logan Haddix is listed as number 90. We have a 90, 91, 92, 94, 97, and 99 on our roster. No 95 to be found. So if you know in the YouTube comments who 95 is, let us know as he makes another tackle here on 3rd down and a couple. It's going to be 4th down here for Sachse after Little had a great run and picked up 9 on 1st down. Back-to-back no gain run plays. And it looks like Sachse's going to kick the field goal.
Wow. Not wasting any time getting that field goal unit onto the field as Red Barons.
It would make it a 3-score game. 24-6. It would make it an 18-point margin if Weston from 25 yards in the left hash can put it through. And he does. 24-6 the tally in favor of Sachse as they pay off the interception by Sean DeVault. And it's a 3-score lead for the Mustangs. It's a special night here on Friday Night Football for this reason, too. Not just that it's a good football game and a rivalry matchup between Rowlett and Sachse in the Hammer Bowl, but also because Heckma Harrison Jr., the son of our color commentator Heckma Harrison Sr., is a junior wide receiver for the Mustangs. There you see the whole Harrison clan. It is a special thrill to be here tonight. And I, for one, would like to say, let's call a couple plays for number 14 here in the second half and make some things happen here for Lil Heck.
Yeah, I agree. Yeah, I agree. You know what? It's for me as a dad, and as much football as I played, and it's just it's awesome to be here as a dad and support my son, but support this community and these 2 schools. We talked about it in the open. I'm very familiar with players on both sides of the ball, but man, usually you and I are somewhere else doing games. I finally get an opportunity to call my son.
Keelan Cottrell right up the middle says, pardon me, but I'm going to take it into Sachse territory.
Speaking of a kid that I know, Keelan Cottrell, again, and talk about the speed there. This is a kid that is a burner and can change things, and you see him change field position right now immediately, now in plus territory for the Rowlett Eagles.
They are down 3 scores now in this football game, so they are having to scale a mountain in the final quarter and a half of this football game. 5:59 third quarter, and Sam Loera will take back over at quarterback after the interception there thrown by Kirkhoff. It has been primarily Loera tonight. 1st and 10 at the plus 44. Nowhere to go on the quick swing pass to the far side. Adelio Williams had 2 Sachse Mustangs on his back the moment he caught it.
Yeah, nowhere to go right away. And that's just putting the clamps down for a defense. That's Aiden Sharp coming up from a free safety position. It's a tough young man. Does it all. You see him on punt. He's a punter. Also the free safety and punt return. Kid has been a bit of a ball hawk all season long.
Officially a gain of a yard on the play. Loera near side. And every time the ball is completed, now they're going to say that's incomplete, in and out of the hands of Jalen Benson. But every time, whether it's caught or not, that a wide receiver from Rowlett gets their hands on the football, a Sachse defender is there immediately.
Yeah, staying in close proximity. What they're not going to allow is the big play or allow any of these wide receivers to get behind them. And you could tell, man, that's just great coaching. And their defensive coordinator, that's one of the things that he preaches to these guys. Stay on your guy, stay in his hip pocket, and we've seen that all night.
3rd down and 9. Can Loera and company move the chains? Can they hit a deep ball? They could really use one. Far side, miscommunication between Loera and Adelio Williams, and it's 4th down.
As you see right there on Loera, he's trying to unload on the out route, and that timing on that was absolutely off. Adelio Williams looked like he wasn't even prepared to get that pass. And another punt and another hold for the Mustangs defense.
Richard Daniels back on to punt it away for Rowlett. Sharp deep to return, standing at his own 10, short punt, and the fair catch called for by the up man. Chase Thomas making the fair catch, and Sachse will take back over at their own 18. And there's number 14 on the field for the Sachse Mustangs in the slot on the near side.
All right.
Heckma Harrison Jr. on the field. We've seen him on the field already a couple times tonight, but back out there to start this drive. There he is.
I tell you what, I'm going to sleep like a baby tonight. I will tell you that right now.
You didn't get a whole lot of sleep last night, did you?
I did not at all.
Motion man across the formation is Lockett. Williams did a nice job to catch that snap, and Lockett banged out of bounds at the 24-yard line. It was interesting to me in looking at the Sachse wide receiver core and just wondering, you know, having the relationship that I have with you and knowing Lil Heck the way that I do, and just wondering, you know, all right, where is this going? What's his career going to kind of shake out to be? All of the wide receivers that are above him on the stat list for the Sachse Mustangs are seniors.
Yeah.
It kind of all opens up for him next fall. So
yeah,
Lil Heck is going to be prime target in the Sachse football program for Dirk Williams and company a year from now.
Oh,
2nd down and 4. Nowhere to go again. Vince Martin. I beg your pardon. It's again 95. Again, somebody please help us out in the YouTube comments. Who on earth is 95? Because
he's having a game,
this is
right?
my least favorite thing to have happen is when we get a roster that is not evidently comprehensive. And 95 is balling out right now. Of course, when you're completely unblocked,
that makes it a lot better, right?
They opened up the gate for him. 3rd down and 6. Williams taken down, and guess who?
95 again.
It's the no-name defense of Rowlett, and it's 4th down.
95 is giving these guys a fit right now, and They are running behind him, and he is a number 95 and number 92, both are having themselves a wonderful game right now in the middle of this Sachse offensive line. They've got to figure out a way to get some stops. This running game isn't going anywhere fast.
4th down and 13. Sachse again gets the punt away.
Good kick.
Really good punt that takes a huge bounce and roll. Eventually rolls dead at the 28-yard line.
I just talked about Aiden Sharp. You saw him come up and make a tackle just a second ago. Kid does it all. That's well coached. He's a coach's kid. His dad is the secondary coach here at Sachse. Very disciplined, plays well. This is, I believe, his 2nd year as a free safety on the varsity.
Some help here from Jackson Kirkhoff. 95 is Grady Holmes, who is listed as 91 on our roster.
Thank you.
Grady Holmes. Thank you, Jackson. Appreciate you. Nowhere to go for Keelan Cottrell.
Sean Duvall. This kid, Sean Duvall. Look at him shoot the gap here. Him and number 7, his running mate, Vashawn Brunswick. But this is that is really Sean Duvall. That's the way this kid has played all season long. No gloves, no wristbands, no swag. Just a football player.
2nd down and 11. Loera near side to the big-bodied receiver Braylon Griffith, and a pickup of 4. A lot of extra tackling out of bounds, no flags. It'll be 3rd down and 7.
And I was just talking about this kid, C.J. Wells. Again, he is a tough, hard-nosed cornerback, a kid that they play a lot out in man. Boy, you got to love seeing this guy. And, man, Aaron Asheku. Let me tell you about this kid. Aaron Asheku. This kid had a Liz Frank injury at the first game of the season against Capel. He's been out of the lineup. One of the great kids in this program, Aaron Asheku, getting an opportunity here in the last game to play. Man, a big-time talent, a kid that has missed pretty much 90% of the season.
Keelan Cottrell making a couple of guys miss.
Oh, yeah.
But only able to pick up a yard on 3rd down and 7. Yeah, you hope Asheku is able to continue that recovery process, and maybe Sachse can win a couple playoff games and really get him to the point where he could be back to full speed.
Man, this is a kid that was primed to have a big-time senior year. And Coach Behrens absolutely loves Asheku. He is one of those weight room warrior guys. He's first in, last out, but just a kid that you don't have to motivate to do anything. And I tell you what, his mom is one of the best here in the stadium. She yells for everybody. Aaron Asheku's mom.
High snap. What a catch by Richard Daniels to get that punt away. Oh. I think, was that his own man that knocked the punt returner off his feet?
That's a little friendly fire right there.
So apologies.
That's
you
okay.
Continue your point about Asheku's mama. Richard Daniels made a sensational catch to save another disastrous potential situation for Rowlett.
Yeah, she's just a phenomenal parent, one of those parents in the booster club that everybody loves when she's around. She's usually typically the loudest one in the room, a ton of energy, and, man, she is raising a great young man. Her and her husband are just, Mr. Asheku, wonderful people, and we've been around them for so long. It's just hard to even think about Aaron as a senior going out of this program.
So Sachse takes over, 1st and 10 at the plus 43. Handoff here to Little. Wrestled down from behind. Prince Anyakweri making the tackle. Easy for me to say.
You got it. You got it.
And after all that, it was 48, not 40, so I could have saved myself the heartache. It was Kieri Pitchford who made the tackle.
There you go.
So I stumbled my way through that for nothing at all.
It's been that way. It's been that kind of game, you know. We've seen a lot of ups and downs in this game. We didn't know who number 95 was. 95 is out here balling. Finally, we get somebody from online to let us know. Friday Night Football is sponsored by Texas Day Brazil. The holiday season, get your extra value when you purchase gift cards online. For every $100 gift card you buy on Texas Day Brazil's website, receive a $25 bonus card. Or purchase a $50 gift card online and enjoy a $10 bonus card. Texas Day Brazil cards are a simple and thoughtful gift ideal. Share the ultimate Brazilian dining experience and treat yourself too.
Out of the timeout, 2nd down and 8. It was an official's timeout. Neither team has been charged with their first timeout here of the second half. Handoff will go to Ridge here as he spins his way through the hole. Nice job by Josh Ridge to fight his way close to first down yardage.
Yeah, Josh Ridge, his natural position has been the running back position last year. This kid had a lot of carries as a running back. They move him over to the slot. Still, you see right there from that run, boy, you got a lot of good guys that could tote the rock, and Josh Ridge is just one of them.
Rusty Shackelford in the YouTube comment says, guys, it's Thursday. Yes, it is. It is a special Thursday night edition of Friday Night Football, and we are headed to the fourth quarter. Thanks, Rusty. Appreciate the help. We're back with the fourth. We got a Friday night game this week, too. That's tomorrow night, Forney and Rockwell.
Thanks, Russ.
Thanks, Rusty. To the fourth quarter we go. We'll be back on WFAA Plus after this. The 12-yard touchdown.
Catch a live broadcast of every play of the biggest high school football games. This week, 40 at Rockwall Heath.
Stream the broadcast free.
This Friday night at 7:30 on WFAA Plus.
Say a little prayer that tomorrow night actually happens, Forney and Rockwall Heath. The weather here in DFW is going to be a challenge. We were scheduled to do Highland Park and Midlothian in their district championship game tomorrow night, but they moved that game to tonight. We were already pot committed to this game, so we had to let that one go and pick up another game for tomorrow night. So we will be at Forney and Rockwall Heath tomorrow night. And again, provided that the weather will allow us to actually get that game in. Start of the fourth, Williams scanning. Run out of bounds. Smart to not force it and just live to play another down.
And that's where he's gotten better, Mike, is at not forcing it. At the beginning of the season, I think that would have been a throw that Dirk Williams would have made and maybe put that ball in harm's way. And that's just maturing one game at a time.
That Highland Park Midlothian game, by the way, 38-21. Highland Park leads in the fourth quarter. They led 31-7 before Midlothian has made something of a comeback. But I'm seeing now that's actually very late in the fourth. That game's about to go final. So Highland Park will win a district title with their win tonight in that game. Little twists his way to the 28-yard line and sets up 3rd down and 5.
Oh, what a battle this has been. It's coming up on this fourth quarter. I think what we expected, obviously, for the battle of the hammer. Rowlett hadn't gone quietly tonight. They're going to continue to just battle and chip away.
Williams trying to run away from the pass rush. Incomplete, looking for Lockett. It's going to be 4th down and 5.
Yeah, 4th down play. What would Coach Behrens go with here? And just trying to force the situation there into Kalik Lockett.
DeAndre Brohow was hoofing it, trying to chase down Dirk Williams and couldn't quite get to him.
Well, good thing he had Keandre Little as that backside protection. Otherwise, man, that would have been a nightmare situation because he was closing in fast.
4th down and 5 here for Sachse. They've got to get to just outside the 23 to move the chains. Williams, pump fakes, grabbed a hold of, and Vince Martin's got the sack, and it's stripped loose. Still loose on the deck. Because of where it's recovered, it won't matter who has the football. Coming out of the pile is DeAndre Brohow, and Rowlett creates the turnover on a 4th down attempt from Sachse. And the Eagles will at least keep the score held at 24-6. They're down 3 scores. They got a lot of work to do, but Vince Martin has had himself a very nice night. He's been the most impressive Rowlett Eagle this evening. He forces the fumble, and Brohow gets the recovery.
And you go for it there on 4th down, and Dirk Williams under duress the whole time. He's looking up the field, doesn't want to make a mistake with the ball, but instead ends up, getting the sack. Ball comes out at the end, and this Rowlett defense, they have been putting plenty of pressure on Dirk Williams.
So Loera, oh man, he had Jalen Benson, and I don't know that Benson knew the ball was coming to him until it was too late, and it falls incomplete. Edwin Moore in the YouTube comments brings up a good point that I want to make sure we do get to tonight, and that is the origin of the Hammer Trophy. I love this. A couple of the original principals, Mr. and Mrs. Hammerly. Mr. Hammerly at Sachse, Mrs. Hammerly was at Rowlett, and so began the Hammer Bowl. They play for a Hammer Trophy, and that's kind of where it all comes from, is the Hammerly family, the husband and wife that were principals at these 2 schools way back in 2004 when Sachse first started up. Again, Rowlett leads the all-time series 11-9. Sachse is 10 minutes and 30 seconds away from pulling one closer in the history of this rivalry. They've had the better of it lately. They've won 3 straight. They're looking for a 4th straight win.
Talk about some of these great athletes that have played at Rowlett as well.
Look at this formation as Rowlett is motioning a couple of offensive linemen out wide. They pop it over the middle and left wide open on the run inside the 25. Racing away from everyone and scoring is Ronald Hamilton.
I think they fooled him with the formation. The last time we saw that, Sachse called a timeout, but what it did was it moved all of your backers out of the middle of the field. Doesn't get any easier than that. Number 17, he walks into the end zone. Let it go, Ronald Hamilton.
Loera to Hamilton for the touchdown. They'll go for 2 to make it a 10-point game. With 9:56 left here in the 4th quarter, Rowlett finding the end zone for the first time. Now they're picked on the 2-point conversion. That can be returned for 2 points for Sachse. It will not be, and the play will come to an end. It will remain 24-12. But Sam Loera to Ronald Hamilton on the trick play. A wild formation from Rowlett sets up a 65-yard touchdown pass, and it's 24-12.
Boy, this is, hey, as things get tighter, you got to come out with the formation that tricks and fools this entire Sachse defense. As you see Coach Mitch Reed standing on the sideline with his defense saying, come on, guys. Now, we know how to handle situations like that. We opened up the middle of the field for them. Couldn't have made it any easier than that.
It was a straight foot race between Ronald Hamilton and 3 Sachse defensive backs, and he beat all of them down the field to score the first offensive touchdown of the night for Rowlett.
Yeah, that was a straight line race for guys trying to find him in an angle. Hamilton said, I will not be caught before I get to this goal line.
Too early for an onside kick?
No, Mike. Let's go. Let's go. No, Mike. It's never too early for an onside kick, Mike.
It's never too early for me to ask about it.
Absolutely not. What are you talking about? We live for these moments. So, online kick, line one. Let's go. And I love it. Right on cue when it happens. Let's see who's determined to get the hammer. You got Rowlett on the other side that's trying to get into the playoffs, man. I put nothing behind them. Look at the coverage right now for the Sachse Mustangs. They must be thinking the same thing.
Nobody's deeper than the 20. They will kick it away. I think for the first time all day, they kick it inbounds. Little on the return.
Whoa.
Oh my, that's a dangerous face mask. I can't believe a flag hasn't flown.
Wow.
Keandre Little was hogtied by his face mask.
Wow. Well,
if that wasn't a face mask, I don't know. Maybe it was inside of the shoulder pads, maybe.
No,
but it certainly looked like face mask.
No, that was a face mask.
How?
Oh, it's dangerous.
How did the entire stadium see that and nobody in stripes did?
Wow.
All right, 1st and 10, Sachse at the 36-yard line. I'm mystified by that one.
Well, you see Dirk Williams is back out on the field as we get another penalty. I don't know if this is on the defense or the offense.
Both teams pointing at each other,
as they usually will. Gonna get him again.
They're gonna be the disconcerting signals.
Right.
Disconcerting signals on the Rowlett defense trying to mimic the snap count and draw the offensive line from Sachse offside. So it's 5 yards banked for the Mustangs, and it'll be 1st and 5 as a result.
And all day, these these Rowlett safeties, boy, they have cheated over the top, trying to make sure that they bracket Khalid Lockett.
Haygood strung out nicely, no gain on the play. Rowlett has done a very nice job with Khalid Lockett. That is not an easy kid to stay on top of.
Oh, this is the kind of coverage that he's been seeing all season long. No one's going to let Khalid Lockett sneak up on him. He should be expecting this even when he gets to the playoffs.
Mm-hmm.
They're going to have to find a way to get the ball into their playmakers' hands. I don't know, jet sweeps, whatever you got to do, line him up in the backfield. You know, he is the best that you have, and you got to find a way to get the ball into his hands. That's how special Khalid Lockett is. We'll see him next year, and obviously, like I said, everybody around him, no one is going to be surprised with what you see from number 5. Special is the only way to describe him.
Grady Holmes was the Rowlett Eagle that was down. He's limping off, but under his own power. Edwin Moore saying, I don't think I've ever heard that penalty called before. The disconcerting signals. It's a rare one.
Yeah, they're going to call that.
But if you try and mimic the snap count as a defensive lineman, they're going to get you for it. They send Lockett in motion. He gets a little pop pass. They read it well, but they didn't secure the tackle. Now Brohow gets in there at the back end of the play after he was the one who missed the tackle and tried to rip it away from Lockett. All of that leads to a gain of 2 yards, and it's 3rd down and 3.
Like I said, hey, however you can get him the ball, get him the ball. It's a jet sweep, whatever you got to do. But I think you got to block that guy, though. You got to get somebody on Brohow. He is not fooled at all.
But then it was Vince Martin that got a hold of Khalid Lockett, and Brohow saw his second opportunity to come in there and launch in and try and pop the ball loose.
A little bit of a cheap shot.
3rd down and 3. Haygood lost his footing. Nowhere to go. Loss of a yard. It's 4th down.
Wow.
Rowlett's going to get off the football field here in a 10-point and a 12-point game. 8:20 and moving here in the 4th. The Hammer Bowl is not decided yet.
No, it is not. And this defense has kept them in it. They've gotten stops when they've needed to. I think right now, if you look, Dirk Williams is just trying to figure out this coverage. I mean, they are spreading these safeties out, but up front, boy, they are putting a lot of pressure on their starting 5. on that offensive line.
We've seen them come close to blocking punts. He was able to get away from Vince Martin and punt that one away. Dancing away from a dangerous football is Jalen Benson, and Rowlett will take over at their own 16-yard line. We have seen them pop a trick play now with the unbalanced and unusual formation for the 65-yard touchdown pass to Ronald Hamilton. What else is in the bag of tricks for Zach Hurst with 7:45 to play in the fourth quarter?
I'd go right back to that formation to see if the Mustangs have figured out how to stop it.
Yeah.
I mean, the trick play worked. You got to go back to it, man. You got 7:45. You're trying to make it to the playoffs. I mean, every play is on the table right now for the Rowlett Eagles.
They'll go 5 wide to start the possession. Pump and go. Loera up the near sideline. In and out of the hands of Adelio Williams. Loera dropped it right on him, and I think it went right through his arms.
Absolutely, it did on the fade ball. Look at this. A lot of touch on this one also from Loera. Little pump fake, and again, just trying to chop it in there. Boy, it doesn't get any easier than that, but that's a drop for Williams.
A ball that absolutely needs to be caught. 2nd down and 10. They motion Cottrell out, pop it over the middle once again. That's a fumble. Loose, and Sachse's on top of it. Wrestled down at the 39-yard line by big offensive lineman Rashad Daniels is Sachse's Jackson King.
What a big play by Jackson King and a recovery by the Sachse defense. Man, they needed that. Something positive to happen for this offense. I mean, this team right now, man, they've been sputtering. Every time they get, a few yards, they back up. If it's not the penalties, just not able to crack the code to this Rowlett Eagles defense.
James Dawson was the receiver over the middle. And it was Aiden Sharp who made the tackle to pop it loose. And Sachse takes over at the +39. Williams in and out of the hands of Josh Ridge and incomplete.
Yeah, Ridge right there. That's we talked about these opportunities that the Mustangs have had, man. Got to capitalize on that. Josh Ridge is one of those quick guys, and I'm sure they're pressing right now. Ridge is running with that ball before he actually secures the catch. Again, you see this bracket coverage on the outside on number 5. They are not leaving anything to chance.
Safety rolled over the top of them all night long. Keandre Little trying to run to the opposite sideline and strung out well. This Rowlett defense has really played well tonight.
No, they have. I mean, again, they're playing 2 safeties back deep, but when you're able to get the penetration that they're getting, man, you could get away with moving your safeties back that far. I mean, I dare say with just 3 guys up front, they've given this front 5 on this offensive line all they can handle. They've strung out a lot of those drives, a lot of those runs from Haygood and Little. It's a big-time 3rd down coming up.
3rd and 10. Williams, pressure in his face, flips it.
Got him.
Keandre Little bursts his way forward, but will not have enough for the 1st down. I think if he had geared down and been a little more patient, he could have let his offensive lineman clear the entire field for him.
That was Forrest Williams calls a great play, and just maybe not enough patience right there from Keandre Little. Well,
but they're able to break it here for a 1st down, and it's Little that moves the chains on 4th and 2.
Yeah, a little bit more patience. But that was that previous play, that screen, man, it was set up perfectly.
First and 10 at the 24 as we hit the midway point of the 4th quarter. Sachse with an opportunity here to salt this game away. Williams, deep shot. Looking for Santana Quinn, incomplete.
Well, that was a ball back shoulder there for Santana Quinn. It's a big kid, man. And
Tyree Graham there with him, step for step in coverage.
Yeah, good coverage
Good hand
as well.
fight. Sachse trying to roll into the playoffs at 9-1 off a perfect district campaign. If they can score here, they can just about put it in the books. Little. Patient. Burst forward. Keandre Little, first and goal.
That's continuing to fight through. Keandre Little, you see him and Haygood. Can't say enough about how different both of these these running backs are from one another. But one of the similarities they have are tough in between the tackles.
They'll go quickly again. Little, close to the end zone. Second and goal at the 1.
Boy, keep dialing it up. These guys just keep on coming and back quickly to the line of scrimmage.
Not giving that Rowlett defense any time to catch their breath. Little again. Stacked up this time. Khalid Lockett trying to petition that it was a touchdown. The line judge not swayed.
Not at all.
Third and goal at the 1.
I said hand it right back to Little. Nope.
They'll go to the air, looking for Lockett. The fade ball is incomplete, but a flag.
Uh-oh. See Khalid Lockett go down.
Back on his feet now. A discussion here, but it looks like this is going to be pass interference on Rowlett and a free first down for the Sachse offense. And it is pass interference on Rowlett. Another look at it here. Richard Daniels, the one who's flagged, and it's first and goal at the 1. Straight up the middle for the touchdown, and it's Sean DeVault, the linebacker, who carries it in to put the game away.
You want to get it done? You want to get it done right? Give it to number 22. And nobody's stopping him, okay? There's not one defender that's going to try and get in front of number 22.
I don't want to.
Yeah, no. Like I said, no gloves, no wristbands. He's not worried about being pretty at all. I don't know.
I'm not sure what that conversation was, but it was entertaining to watch.
Absolutely.
Touchdown, Sean DeVault, all 6'1", 235 of them, plowing into the end zone. And it's 30-12 Sachse, and the Mustangs are getting ready to put the finishing touches on a perfect run through District 9-6A. Extra point is good, and it's 31-12.
But I tell you what, that's an offensive drive. They're capped off with the score. How many times have we been back here? We're just talking about this offense seeming sometimes like, hey, things are out of sorts, and it's been because of how good this Rowlett Eagles defense has been. They've been playing some really good ball up front, getting pressure on Dirk Williams with just 3 guys. Man, they've given them a handful. Number 95, number 92. I mean, a ton of pressure, but when they needed it, they absolutely got the points that they needed as well and put this kind of salting this game away.
Back to a 3-score game because of that. A 19-point margin now between Sachse and Rowlett, with only 4:43 left in the fourth quarter, and a Rowlett offense that frankly has struggled to put points on the board. That is probably the final blow, as Sachse is those 4 minutes and 43 seconds away from an 8-0 run through district play. They were perfect in district a year ago as well. Went 8-0 in 9-6A. Didn't win a game, though, outside of non-6A. Lost both of their non-district games preseason and lost their first-round playoff game against Rockwall Heath 56-42. if Rockwall Heath wins tomorrow night against Forney in a game that we will bring you here on Friday Night Football.
Please, weather gods, hold on.
Amen to that, buddy. That could very possibly be the matchup. Rockwall Heath and Sachse once again. Nice return here, coming to the near sideline by Richard Daniels. He's the one who had the pass interference penalty. He says, here, let me earn some of this back.
Yeah.
Carries it out to midfield.
Get back in good graces with your coach. That's a favorable return right there by the Eagles. Can they get some points? 4:37, a lot of time left. Just hadn't seen this offense be quick strike at all.
I mean, listen, here's the reality of the matter. This is the final week of the regular season. Rowlett, unless they win tonight, will not make the playoffs. Richard Daniels is a senior. How much is he sitting there thinking, I got to have a better taste in my mouth than a pass interference penalty?
Yeah,
is like
absolutely.
the last play. And now here, big kickoff return, and just changes things just that much in his mind for, shoot, the rest of his life. Because Lord knows, I remember how my high school football career ended.
Yeah, you want to go out with a play, you want to go to the playoffs. I mean, but if you don't, you absolutely want for your last game in that uniform to be one that you remember. And like you said, man, for some of these guys out here, this is their last time playing football, period.
Yeah.
And that's not, far from thought for a lot of these guys.
2nd down and 9. Loera has had the vast majority of the quarterbacking this evening for Rowlett. Picks up 4 there. It'll be 3rd down and call it 6.
So many of these guys for Sachse, they get an opportunity to go and play the first round of the playoffs. They're going to be waiting just like us to find out who that opponent is going to be, whether it's going to be Rockwall Heath, will it be North Forney? So many different variables to that question.
I think the only other team it could be is Rockwall.
Rockwall,
Heath, or North Forney. Loera, nice catch on the far side by Jalen Benson, and that'll move the chains at the 42.
We've seen those zip passes from Kirkcuff and Loera. And time is ticking down. They have to find a way to get back to the line of scrimmage and go quick. This is no time to mess around.
Down to 3 minutes to play here. 1st and 10 at the 42. Loera. Deep shot to nobody. Incomplete. Trenton Honeycutt was trying to find the football in midair, but to no avail.
Honeycutt lost it in the lights. Another one of those seniors, Trenton Honeycutt.
Trenton Honeycutt, that's what I would look like if I played center field at Globe Life Field. It would not go well. I feel your pain.
2nd down here for Rowlett. Let's see what they got. I mean, like I said, they have no sense of urgency yet. A running play, how about that?
Handing it off and picking up a chunk on the far side is Kennedy Goldsby, a name we haven't called all night long.
No, we haven't, and Goldsby runs out of bounds.
Goldsby, a senior, getting some run here at the very tail end of his career. Picking up 6 on the play.
I think there may have been a penalty that came out on the other side, the way everybody's standing around out there. Okay. Trying to sort things out, and this will be a penalty against the unsportsmanlike. Oh,
it's going to give Rowlett a free 1st down, and it's going to move the ball all the way to the 22-yard line. I'll confess, and for those of you that have watched Friday Night Football for years now, you've probably come to realize it makes no difference to me whatsoever who wins these games. I'm from upstate New York. I don't have an attachment whatsoever to any of these programs. But just for tonight, and what tonight is that one's complete over the middle. Once again, it's Ronald Hamilton, and Ronald Hamilton's going to score for the second time tonight. Ronald Hamilton's got himself some fight to the end zone.
We saw Hamilton race to the end zone just a second ago, almost score in the same fashion in the middle of the field. Doesn't have a lot of guys chasing him like before. He's just muscling through those tackles. Found himself into the end zone, and now Sachse's going to go for two.
They'll go
Excuse
for
me,
two.
Rowlett going for two.
They'll go for two and try and make it an 11-point game. End zone knocked away. It will stay 31-18. Hamilton with the 22-yard touchdown reception to back up his 65-yard touchdown reception, and with 2:35 to play here in the fourth, it is 31-18. So just as I was saying at Heckma, I got my wish because I didn't care how it happened. I just wanted Sachse to have the football back one more time because I want to see 14 catch a pass.
Oh, absolutely.
I want to see 14 catch a pass.
I am.
Let's get the ball a little high.
I am 100% with you. But either way, man, this is going to be a great team win for the Sachse Mustangs. And looking down there, I see my mother and father-in-law and wife and daughter, who's probably on her way to sleep.
It's a school night, Dad.
It is. And hey, I'm always hit with the question after a game like this. I know Lil Heck is going to hit me with it. Do I have to go to school today? Yeah, you sure do. You sure do. Yeah, absolutely you do.
No 3-day weekend,
No. No. And he was off on Tuesday because of the election, so. Yeah, you will be at school, buddy. No, we are not hearing that.
2:35 to play, a 13-point game. Edwin Moore talking about the current status of this game in the YouTube comments. Certainly an onside kick coming now here from Richard Daniels.
Please let him know. It's coming now. Close your eyes, Mike, and I'll tell you what's about to happen. He's going to put the spin on this thing. He's kicked a few out of bounds today. Let's see if they can execute this onside kick, excuse me.
Daniels
Oh.
Sends it way downfield.
Still
Still loose.
Out of bounds.
Knocked out of bounds, and Sachse is thankful for that because that thing pinballed around to the 25-yard line.
Lord. Oh, my God.
Red Baron just got a little tight under the collar for a second.
Yeah, he did. Yeah, he did. That was tough.
But Sachse will have possession with 2:33 to play here in the fourth quarter. Rowlett does have all 3 timeouts left. And again, they're clawing for their playoff lives. They're going to do everything they can here to try and make something of this final 2.5 minutes. But with Sachse in possession and holding a 2-score lead, their odds are quite slim. Little on the handoff.
Well, another face mask over there.
Again, I thought. And no flag. Man, that must be something about like the way that that was actually sleeve. Okay,
Yeah.
that one's decent. Fair enough. Fair enough. Good call. Good call, Stripes. 2:10 and moving here in the fourth. I'm a little puzzled by Rowlett not using one of their 3 timeouts there.
Not at all.
Lil Heck, the one in motion right here. Throw him the football. Handoff goes to
Another
Little.
handoff.
Keandre Little across
Taking
the 45.
Keandre Little saying, look, we're gonna decoy number 14. Everybody in the stadium is looking that way. All right, we know exactly what's going on here, WFAA. We're trying to win this game. All right.
Red Barons and Forrest Williams are like, hey, let's have a little fun with Mike and Heck. Let's send Hank Harrison Jr. in motion.
Now this is victory formation.
It is now. Rowlett's got the 3 timeouts left, but with a fresh first down, Derek Alford is going to pocket those 3 timeouts, and Dirk Williams is going to kneel on it. The Sachse Mustangs, 8-0 a year ago in District 9 6A. Another perfect run through district this season. 1917, their win over Wiley East on October the 4th. The only one that was even close. Every other game, a double-digit win. Tonight will fit into that category as well. One more kneel down from Dirk Williams, and it's over. And Sachse, perfect in district play again this year, and they will finish 9-1.
Hey, great win. That's the way you get it done. You win your district. You win the Hammer Bowl against a district foe. It's a great night of football, man. There's so much back and forth. So much back and forth. And you see Coach Barons come out and hustle his way onto the field as they douse him.
He didn't like it very much.
No, he didn't. Not at all.
Keandre Littlemay just turned his way to the doghouse with that one. Red Barons didn't like the Gatorade bath. He likes the fact that his team went 8-0 in district this year. Man, I've seen some reactions to Gatorade baths, but that one might go to the top of the list.
I think
that was pretty good.
I think we might have missed that. Keandre Little must have been doing something way before that. So I'm gonna go with that. I'm gonna go with it. Coach Barons isn't. He's all right with getting doused for winning district.
Yeah, that's totally possible. Maybe it was something else. That's fair. The moment our cameras happened to capture that sequence looked like, oh, that was funny. 31-18, the final score tonight, as Sachse finishes the year 9-1 and will roll into the playoffs as the District 9 6A champs. We'll step aside for a moment, and we will return with your player of the game.
Thanks, Delkus.
Thanks, Delkus.
Possibly the most loved and hated man in North Texas. Whatever the weather brings, we bring the Delkus.
Your Friday night lights just got brighter. Catch a live broadcast of the biggest high school football games all season long. The 12-yard touchdown. Cheer on your hometown. Plus, get the full halftime experience. Don't miss every step, beat, and cheer.
Lacey's still on his feet and he'll score.
Join me, Mike Leslie, and Heckma Harrison for all the insights, commentary, and all the stats. Stream the broadcast free. Friday Night Football on WFAA+.
WFAA has a legacy of changing the system.
Most recently, we did a story on ankle monitors and how they don't work, and how criminals are committing crimes with ankle monitors. And yeah, there's legislative change coming.
Our 2-year investigation caught the attention of state representatives. Now, it's a crime to cut off ankle monitors.
I want people to see things that we need to hold people accountable for.
North Texas, it's a hot one today. If you're planning on taking the pups out, make sure to protect their paws. That asphalt is going to be hot.
Thanks, Delkus. Thanks, Delkus.
Possibly the most loved and hated man in North Texas. Whatever the weather brings, we bring the Delkus.
The Cowboys getting set to take on the Chargers, and we've got it covered for you on WFAA. The Cowboys trying to get off to a high.
Right now in Terrell and in Dallas, your heat index is 107. Everyone in McKinney is dead. It's hot in McKinney. We'll fix that probably.
Possibly the most loved and hated man in North Texas. Whatever the weather brings, we bring the Delkus.
Discover WFAA Plus, a live 24-hour stream of WFAA news and exclusive digital content, all completely free. Now available on Apple TV, Roku, and Fire TV. Download WFAA Plus today.
What's up, football fans? It's the best time of the year. Every Monday morning, we want to hear what you have to say about the game. Join me, Marcus Stuck, Glenn Strutch-Smith, and Rebecca Lopez for the call-in show, Monday mornings at 11:30.
Sponsored by Keypost Company.
Thanks for downloading the WFAA Plus app. The main page is a live stream of WFAA programming, and you can find on-demand stories as well. Just click a tab at the top of your screen and scroll down to find WFAA original programming.
And now, the Texas de Brazil on fire player of the game.
And it is Keandre Little, the running back from Sachse. This touchdown run in the second quarter from 47 yards out, part of a 16-carry, 119 rushing yard day. He also had a catch for 8 yards in the football game as well. 127 combined yards from Keandre Little. And Heckma Harrison, he is our player of the game, helping lead this Sachse Mustang team to a 31-18 win and an 8-0 run through district play.
What a great surprise for Coach Behrens this season. Number 24, Keandre Little, and just how tough he's been all season long as being in a tandem or an accent piece to Brendan Haygood. Man, these guys have really put something together, but you see Keandre Little this season, man, having an outstanding showing in this game when just the offense was stagnant. Things was not pretty much looking as Sachse-esque as they've been all season long. Man, it's good to have a guy like Keandre Little open up this game on those big runs and get that score for the Mustangs to pull out this victory.
Lil Heck right there in the middle of the pile as they all circle up to take a picture with the district champions banner. They knew coming into the night that they would be district champs regardless of what happened this evening, because even if they did finish at 7-1, the two teams that could have hypothetically tied them atop the district standings, either Wiley or Wiley East, they would have the head-to-head tiebreaker on. And the Sachse Mustangs say, we don't need any tiebreakers. We're going to go perfect through district this year and win a district title. The Gold Ball Trophy, the Hammer Trophy as well, you saw in the shot a moment ago. And Sachse will finish the regular season at 9-1. I guess, again, we don't know yet who their playoff opponent will be. That will be any one of potentially North Forney, Rockwall, or Rockwall Heath, depending on the results of tonight and tomorrow. Let me see if I can pull up. I don't know if any. I know obviously the game that we are doing tomorrow night here on Friday Night Football between Forney and Rockwall Heath is a game that's happening tomorrow. I'm not sure if Rockwall plays tonight. It looks like they play tomorrow against North Forney. So both of those games, so they'll be
it's a big game tomorrow.
Yeah, man.
And between those two teams, North Forney pulls that victory out. It's going to be a lot of questions. I think if they win, and we try to get scenarios from the coaches earlier. Man, I won't even go into the scenario. Let's just figure out how it ends tomorrow, and hopefully some of these games could get played. But Mike, as your running mate now for 3 years, buddy, I want to thank you for tonight. But I'm just going to ask to be excused because my family's down there. And
go get your family. Go get your family.
Thank you, Mike.
Buddy, we're wrapping up anyway. All I'm going to say is this before you walk out the door. This was very, very cool.
Absolutely.
I'm so glad that we were able to make this happen. I wish that Lil Heck had a catch tonight that we could make it. But you know what? We can come back next year when he's the big dog and he's making all the catches, and we'll spotlight the heck out of him one more time.
My man. My man,
I
thank you.
love it.
You know it, man.
Buddy.
Appreciate you.
This was
Hey.
more special than the average.
Hey, I don't know if anybody's ever asked to be excused on air before. in true Heckma fashion, I get an opportunity to be the first. Love you guys, man.
Get on out of here, buddy. We'll wrap it up without you. Heckma Harrison going to hang out with his family. What a really, really cool night. We're going to say goodbye as well because there are no items of business left to tend to anyway. Let's pull up graphic 2 real quick and tell everybody at home the game we've got tomorrow night. Rockwall Heath hosting Forney. That game will determine the final playoff team out of District 10 6A. And again, it's very possible that Rockwall Heath team on the right side of your screen, if they win that game tomorrow night and earn themselves a playoff berth, that's your matchup for Sachse in the first round of the playoffs 1 week from either today or tomorrow, depending on when these coaches decide to play the football game. So it's very possible that Red Barons and his coaching staff are tuned into me and Heckma tomorrow night to watch that game and see who they just might be playing in the first round of the playoffs. For our entire Friday Night Football crew, our director Graham Rayner, our photographers Dwayne Watkins and Pat Leal, our digital coordinators back in-house Pete Friedman and Zachary Giannis, Heckma Harrison no longer alongside. Go see your family, my friend. I'm Mike Leslie. Thanks so much for being with us tonight on a special Thursday night edition of Friday Night Football. Very, very cool to be here tonight and do Lil Heck's game and to see the Sachse Mustangs cap off a district championship. So long from Garland. We will see you tomorrow on Friday Night Football in Rockwall.